Hello, one and all, and welcome to a live stream edition of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew, and tonight I am joined beside me by Dave, on the far side of me by Conrad, and then beneath me we've got Bell and Jeff. Make sure you say hello to everyone. Get in the comments, say hi to us if you're here, and I hope you enjoy the show tonight because we have a lot to get through as always. Before I get stuck into that, Dave, I saw you trying to do that little sneaky, because there's always that moment between the 30-second countdown, and I saw you try and do the whole horns thing, and I actually timed it so you
too damn quick, dude. I'll be ready. I'll be ready next week. Yeah. Who knows what I'll show next week?
Hey?
Who knows what I'll show next week?
Oh, well, that could be dangerous. Anyway.
2 seconds. 2 seconons. A lot can be shown in 2 seconds.
Yes. Let's, what is it?
Yeah.
The Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That one?
Only took 2 seconds to make Jade, so.
Yeah.
Okay, off we go. All right, now tonight we are going to be getting into a lot of things as usual. We have a battle coming up later on between Dopethrone from Electric Wizard going up against Clutch's Blast Tyrant. That's tonight's album battle. We're going to be going through picking our albums from 1992 tonight and going over the results of last week's 1991 selection. Bell has command for Guess the Song tonight. And we've got all the usual stupidity as well. So make sure you tune into this and all the other stuff we do. Details for us are in the description box. So like, follow, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Make sure you watch us on telly as well. Thursday nights, 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44 in Adelaide and 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights on Channel 31 in Melbourne. You can also support us via Patreon if you help us out and want to get behind the scenes a bit more and do some more stuff. There's a lot going on there now over the next few days in particular. So there's a heap going on as always. Let's see who's here. We've got a few people saying hello. We've got Rowan here. Good to see you as always. We have Michael here saying good evening. Good to see you too. Nicole's here. Evening all. Good to see you as always. Michael's older, wiser Dave. Well,
no, older, yes. Wiser, no.
Michael's here saying, hey, all. Good to see you. You're keeping well. So with Benjamin from over in New Zealand. Support from New Zealand. Good to see you as well. We have Vinny here too saying, let's go. THRS, the porn edition. Thanks, Dave, man. If I had any kids, they landed on Kleenex. So there we go. And we got Ben Payne here saying, sup. We have Sally going, hey, Metal Peeps. Good to see you.
Hey, Sally.
Bash is here. Same with Gear from Norway. Hello from Norway.
Hey, buddy.
We got the last show from us. Nicely done.
Yeah.
And Jolie's here too saying, hey, all.
Hey,
Drink up. We are doing that, so we're having a bit of fun here tonight. And Gear has linked the new show or song from the band in the comments on Facebook if you want to go and check it out. Andrew is here as well on YouTube saying good evening all. So we got a few people jumping in. Good to see you all. Hopefully you can all stick around for a bit. We're going to have some fun with this one. But before we get stuck into all the usual stuff, as always, we're going to go through and pick out or announce our little highlights of the week just to make it a bit more fun to start the show. So, Dave, do you have a highlight this week? It's been a bit of a flat week for you. But...
It has been a week. It has been up and down, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ, what a fucking week. Where to start? I got drunk Friday night, which is always good. That was fun. It was fun. My birthday was on Saturday.
Happy birthday for Dave on Saturday.
Yeah,
I ate a lot. I started drinking at lunchtime, which was cool. I started the day just finishing a book I was reading. I read 50 pages and finished the book, and then watched YouTube live concerts, and then cooked a barbecue for myself, and got even more drunk, listening to music. That was cool. But Sunday was when shit hit the fucking fan. I went to see this motherfucker doing the Murder Dolls songs, Wednesday 13. That was fantastic. There will be a gig review at some point. I'll solo do that. And then my fucking car broke down. And it broke down in the most inconvenient spot at the fucking exit of a parking garage in the city. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so all these people are like, luckily they could get around me and go in the other exit. But some dude like, I got jumper cables. So he jump started me. He had a whole night at Ford. Some motherfucker walking past goes, oh, hold him to the rescue. I'm like, fuck off. So managed to get started, get 5 minutes down the road, and the whole fucking car just dies. It's dead in the middle of the fucking road.
Wow.
So I just put it in neutral. It's on a fucking hill. So like, shit. I cannot push a fucking car up the hill. So I ended up in the park.
Yeah.
Like I managed to steer it one-handed and get it. And I got home. So it might be getting fixed. I don't know. Hopefully, see if it can be done tomorrow. But my boss was kind enough. This is probably the highlight. My boss was kind enough to lend me his car, which is a fucking Mercedes, a 2-seater Mercedes. So I drove myself home, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going for a drive. Fuck it. So I got that motherfucker up to 120. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're not watching.
But yeah, but I want one. It's so fucking cool. I can't go back. I'll just go to Queensland. He's not gonna find me. I've got GPS tracking or some shit. But okay, a little story. I know I'm taking up too much time, but I'll be quick. So Tuesday, I'm still like learning all these fucking buttons. It's European, so the indicator's on the left hand side rather than the right. And there's a cool bin coming later on, but we'll save that. But so I'm fucking over all these buttons. I see this little display. It says BT. That can only stand for one thing: Bluetooth. Like fuck yeah! I've got Murder Dolls playing on my phone.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm at the traffic lights. I hit the Bluetooth button. Find something. It doesn't scan. It has to be this. Press the button. It connects for audio and phone calls. Like fuck yeah! Turn up the song on the radio. No, didn't go through. Damn it! And I was, oh fuck! I probably just affected somebody's life. It's probably some car next to me. It's probably some guy who's had a really shit day at work. It's probably some religious nut listening to his gospel on the radio. It's just like, God, I'm having a really bad day. Give me a sign. What should I do? The next minute, Wednesday 13 barks out of his fucking radio. Murder, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I affect people's lives in the most fucked up ways. Over to you, Conrad. How was your week?
How do you follow that?
Well, yeah, not quite as eventful as that. I was at where did I go? Buckcherry. I went to Buckcherry.
Cool.
Yeah,
Before or after he fucked up his voice? Because he had to cancel a few gigs.
I had to cancel some shows, but I walked out before they even came on, to be honest.
Wow.
I didn't even see them because the venue was too packed. It was just way too packed. I hate that when you go to a venue and it's oversold, and he couldn't move, couldn't get to the bar. This is fucked. I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. I can't get to the bar. Can't fucking move. So I went, and there's a venue near me. There's a venue only about 30-second walk, and Zentrix were playing there. So I went and came back and went and saw them instead. So yeah, but and then the following night was a Metallica tribute and a Guns N' Roses tribute act.
Oh, cool!
At the same venue that I left the night before.
Yeah, okay.
It was too crowded, although it was less crowded. They were very, very good. Both bands were brilliant, actually, very, very,
cool.
very good. So yeah, that was it. That was my weekend anyway. But week I haven't done anything as yet.
Yep.
So just been chasing up some money from the government here.
Yeah.
With dealing with the equivalent of a Centrelink here, who are useless. You have no idea at how grateful you will be for Centrelink after dealing with the British version.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of,
they just said
cut him off.
They went, like, he's out of here.
Bye, Conrad.
That's one too many fucking times. You got.
He did. He called out the government one too many times, and they nixed him. All right, we'll get him back in a second, I'm sure. Oh, here he is. He's coming back in now. Big brother,
he's back.
Conrad, you got booted.
All people. Yeah.
I didn't get booted. I did it to myself, actually. But accidentally pressed the wrong thing. Sorry.
What does this button do? Well, don't do that again.
I've been doing that with the car all week, man.
Basically, something like that. Anyway, so that's enough of me. I'll shut up and let Belle talk. Oh, who have we got now?
Okay.
No, we're going to go back up to. Sorry, we'll have to.
We've all. It's all gone.
What about me? I got nothing to say, so
work it out as we
And
go.
it's all fucked up.
It's all gone strangely wobbly, greeny
Anyway,
fruit shaped. Yeah.
Well, please do go next. What was your week like? Jeff, we'll get to you in a second. Well, how did
I
your
was
week
going
go?
to say to Jeff, I got nothing to say either, but no, that's a bit unfair. Shit. So I don't know. Ellis started high school this week.
Hey, there you go.
Going back to last year, he was having some trouble, so we pulled him out of that school, and he started a new one, and it's better. So
good.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah, that's been good. Yeah. And I bought myself some tickets to go and see In Flames. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I needed some I don't know, I needed something awesome to happen, and how could I not go and see them? They're my favorite band.
Yeah.
Why? It's just stupid to not go. So annoying.
Cool.
Nice.
But it's worth it. Yeah.
Melbourne. They play
and
Melbourne.
I think there's some like German 80s hair metal band playing.
Is it Creator? It's Creator.
Creator aren't German hair metal.
Yes, I know. I'm
I think
staring.
Bell might have been pulling everyone's leg just then.
Okay. Now I see.
You got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they will be awesome as well. I have no doubt, even though I'm not that familiar with them. I never.
No, they're good.
Yeah, there's one of the bands that I never kind of got into, but everything I've heard is great. Just that.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I bet you are. That'd be
nice.
Especially after a little run you've had lately. That's awesome to hear. So bet you're looking forward to that. That's fantastic. Keep us posted on that. I want to hear how it all goes for you. So
I will.
Gig review, Bell. You got to do a gig review.
Gig review, Bell. Gonna do a gig review. Just like that.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. Okay, then if I must. All right, Jeff, the highlight of your week. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good, but I got nothing. I mean, I literally do nothing. I get up, I go to work, I go to bed. I do nothing. That's it. So on my days off, which is like on the weekends, most times I work the weekends once a month. So it's coming up, not next week, but the week after that, I'll be working 7 days straight in the weekend. So I'm not looking forward to that, but I hate working fucking 7 days straight because it's 12 to 9.
It sucks.
It's
fucking
ass.
I've done it. It sucks.
Yeah, well, it's not like it's 9 o'clock, I'm gone, because if I'm on a call,
you can't just go.
I'm there. So sometimes I've been there fucking 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh my god, and that's when I'm like, my internet just kind of, sorry, hello, bye. No, I can't. I wish I could do that, but I'm the internet guy. I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
So I have nothing really to talk about. I just I just live a fucking boring life. But this is my highlight of the week. This is it. So I love it. Cool. This is why I'm here.
All right. Well, we'll make
you
this fun.
Beautiful people, and to talk shit and have people out there.
That's what me and Andrew were talking about to start with. The mantra: get drunk, fuck it all, forget it, and just have fun, talk shit.
Yep.
That's my plan.
That's why
well, I haven't got a heap of updates because we've been doing stuff around the property, obviously, and taking care of things. But I think the biggest highlight of this week for me has been getting our second ride-on lawnmower to be working. So that's been the we've established that it works. It just needs to, which the only thing we've got to do is worry about if the battery's going to hold charge or not, and if it doesn't, it's going to get another battery. So that's of all the problems we could have had. That's it. But it didn't have spark. Got spark going. Everything's good. So now it's going to give it a test run over the weekend to make sure it goes properly, and then we can have 2 mowers operating the property. Got about 5 acres to mow, so it's good to have those things, especially up here. It's wet, and then it's sun, and then it's wet, and then it's sun, and it's nonstop. So your grass, you'll cut it, and then on the weekend following, it's a foot high already. So it's like, and pushing up and down the hills here with a push mower, like a traditional lawnmower, not fun.
Fuck that.
Right on will be good. That's been the highlight of the week. It's just getting that fired up and going. And so now we're going to give it a test run in a couple of days. So as silly as it sounds, that's where it's at. It's been one of those weeks. So never win, I can sometimes. And that's just how it works. All right, let's see. We've got more comments here. Guys here, greeting rockers from across the plane. Good to see you as always. Same with Terry. Good to see you, buddy. Vinny's gone, I should have dropped a pin on Google Maps for you, Dave. We could have reenacted the valet scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Actually, a question to everyone in the audience. Do you feel comfortable enough to go to gigs and concerts by yourself? Asking for a friend.
Yep.
Nova. I do it all the time.
Yeah. I did it Sunday. Actually, I prefer it.
My first concert I think I ever went to was by myself.
And
I've
been to plenty of gigs by myself.
So I go to loads of gigs by myself all the time.
I have, but I don't like it. I get to the point where if I want to go to a gig bad enough and nobody I know is going, I just buy all my friends tickets and say, "You're going."
Not that, dude.
I've done it too many times. Dream Theater. Wow. I've got all my buddies' tickets because I didn't want to go alone.
Yeah, I've seen Dream Theater by myself.
Yeah.
I have a fucking Nightwish by myself.
I go all.
I didn't know you
I've been
guys
to a lot of
before.
shows by
If I had
myself.
known you guys, I'd say, "Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. You're coming with me." Yeah.
Well,
Oh shit! Everyone's fucking coming. Buy me a ticket, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ah,
But that's
I
what
love
I've
you,
done.
man. Don't buy me a ticket. Give me enough. Give me enough, dude.
I go to gigs all the time by myself. So
Yeah.
Please, whoever it is, just don't deny yourself that opportunity.
No,
I think
don't
deny yourself that.
Don't be a Jeff. Do a Conrad. Don't be a Jeff.
What about you, Bell?
Seriously, you end up talking to people around you, and you can meet some amazing fucking people, which is cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Bell? How do you go?
I don't think I have, but that's not. I think just circumstances have meant I haven't needed to. I went to a movie for the first time by myself last year, I think it was, and I really quite enjoyed it. And you know, I wouldn't be against going to a gig by myself. If I had to. Yeah.
I've been to movies by myself.
Yeah.
Not like that.
I haven't done that.
I used to play gigs by myself.
Yeah.
You know, I look at the audience, there's nobody there. I mean,
Obviously, it's kind of fun with a friend. I know I said I preferred it, but you know, it's always good to have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And things like festivals, if you go with a group of people and you all want to sort of go and see different acts at the same time, you end up on your own for a period of time anyway, and it's fine. Like you just you focusing on the band, really. Yeah. Sometimes
it's a lot easier than being with a crew, because if you're with a crew, you want to like stay together, and everyone wants to do. Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking shit fight and just be annoying and just be difficult. So sometimes it's a lot easier on your own. So
I can say that I'm happy either way. I'll probably prefer to go with people just because I prefer being social in that environment, which is just half the fun for me. But I've done it before, going on my own, and it's fine. Like I didn't have a problem with it. So I think even if you're not used to it, it's something. It's a new experience. I think it's worth trying at least once. Just see how you go, because you might enjoy it a lot more than you think, because you do really, I find anyway, like you go to the show with friends, it's really social and fun and all that sort of stuff. When you go to the show on your own, you really do lock in on the show a lot more too. You'll meet people and stuff, and that's always fun. But I tend to find you really lock in on the show. Instead of going, oh, fuck, how cool was that to your mate? You'll just stay in the zone the whole time kind of thing. So it's a bit of a different vibe to it. So there's pros and cons either way, but I think that if you're nervous, don't be afraid. I think it's worth trying at least once just to see how you go with it. And then if you don't like it, you can always not do it again. But I think it's worth trying at least once just to see how you go with it.
If it's a band that you have to see and you can't find anybody else, just fucking go. Just do it.
Don't miss it because of that. I think
you regret it because it might be the last time they come.
Exactly.
Just go do it.
Especially in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sure. All right. Basher says, yes, I go. Jolie says, yep. Michael says, yeah, lone concerts are good. Unless you can go with Jolie. So, well, good save, Michael. Good save.
Good save.
Michael is going to go to concerts on my own all the time. You would for your photography there. Sometimes I get guest tickets when I review a gig and no one takes them up, but I still enjoy the concert.
Yeah, and sometimes you spend ages looking for somebody up in like the fucking leaders where you're waving to some motherfucker who can't see you.
Yeah, that was good. But then the flip side here is Sally's gone, no, I hate going by myself, and I wish I could, but I don't have a good time. So there we go. Rowan says, I go to watch the thing, not to talk to people. So there we go. He says, thanks, Jan. Good to hear everyone's thoughts. Andrew says, been to plenty of gigs by myself. I just don't want to miss out on the artists, and it's great to meet people who have the same taste in music. And Jolie's laughing at the save before. And Michael's gone, that was hilarious, Dave. So
that was fucking great because so many people were just waving randomly.
I know. It was one of those things, wasn't it? All right. We're going to move on.
I saw Dream Theater quickly on my own. And the guy sitting next to me had traveled down from Queensland to Sydney and saw the night before. So I was just chatting to him. He was a bigger fan than I was. So you can meet some cool people.
So,
was that the Black Clouds and Silver Linings tour?
Yeah, it was at the Palais just before Portland.
I was at that.
I was there.
That's just how it works.
My fucking heart stopped when they double timed Pull Me Under. You're not fucking human.
To be honest, at the opening, I remember it was Pain of Salvation opened, and I did not.
Yeah, they were good.
I didn't enjoy it. I don't know. I like the band, but I didn't enjoy it.
Andrew, take control. A pro fan has taken over.
Chat room, and you can just go off on your own. I'm going to keep us moving. Otherwise, it's going to be here all fucking night. All right, so it is time now to go through our songs of the week. We're going to keep it moving. Sorry, just quickly comments. Basher says, I got the most comments about myself as I can go crazy dancing, and most of my friends want seats as they are old. There we go. And
I dance, bro.
Catatonia, Clash of the Titans tour, and the Butterfly Effect. So I don't want to miss out. So there we go. Michael says, let me guess. Vinny has Taylor Swift tickets to sell, but are they genuine? Here we go. Michael's gone lucky for me.
I tell you what, my daughter wouldn't buy them. She fucking hates Taylor Swift because everyone's talking about it.
Oh, no. I did that on Facebook. I said I had
you put the post up and fuck, that was hilarious. I saw
people
that.
People were like, I had people from Canada go and send them to me. I'm like, if I had them,
it'll blow over. It has to.
Well, we'll see because she's just announced a new album the other day. So I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
We do a deal with God. We can trade Taylor Swift for Dimebag. That'd be cool.
Yeah, okay. If we could, we would, but we won't.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, so besides which, it's time to move on. In the description box, as always, you find reference tracks for everything we're talking about. In the comments now, as you go through this live, you're going to get those links as well. But the first song of the week is Conrad's choice, which is Heaven and Hell, A Shadow of the Wind. This is a blast from the past, this one, because chosen by Conrad, assigned to myself, originally released as a track on the Black Sabbath compilation, The Dio Years, in 2007. It was a new track on the album at that point in time. But Conrad, when you put this forward, you said it's just an overlooked gem, and I agree with you, to be honest. But what made this one come to mind for you this week?
Just because I guess the stoner rock thing we were doing, stoner and doom kind of. It's definitely doom. It's definitely doom. I won't call it stoner. This is doom. So every doom band that's ever come along just got annihilated in one song. Completely annihilated by one song. It's the heaviest. It is the heaviest riff I think I've ever heard. It is that heavy and just thick and rich, and it's just beautiful. And I saw them do this live, and I was because that had come out. That had come out. That I think the compilation had come out, and I think they dropped the album as well. I think the album had come out, the new record. As well, and I went to see them, and I was praying they were going to do their song, and they did. And I was just like, "Fuck me!" I was just like, "This is awesome," and it was just immense, and it is such a great track, and it is one that's overlooked. It is overlooked. A lot of people don't know about it, and people talk about like heavy riffs and heavy songs, and I go, check this out. You got to check this out because this is fucking beautiful, and it's just so epic. I love it. So you set me off there. So
well, that's cool. That's what it's all about.
No, it's just as I said, it is overlooked, and I think a lot of people need to hear it, and a lot of people and definitely need to see the visual as well, see the live footage of that as well, just to get the feel of it, because it's just fucking immense. So that's why.
Cool. The video is great. I think, and it's just seeing Ronnie just doing his thing with the rest of the band as well. They're all fucking on.
Vinny Appice, just a monster.
It was great. Geezer and Tony doing that thing too. It was just a great fucking fit. It just worked so well. Absolutely. But there's such a precious little difference between the studio and the live version too. Like they're both so good. It's just light as fuck. If you don't love Dio, I don't know what to fucking tell you. At this point in time, he's one of a kind. I know. I can see.
The neon lights. I love Dio. Look at my t-shirt.
But no, he was one of a kind, and he's an absolute legend. It's just his vocal prowess is on display with a song like this too, because there's nowhere to hide on a song with that much space, which is great. The atmosphere is great. You said doom. I love the dark, the gloom in the song. Like it just feels good. It's a real old school, dark sort of Sabbathy kind of vibe. But it just, they just dialed back the tempo and just let it sort of made it mean by doing that. It was just so cool. And I love the weight of it. It's heavy without being frantic. And I think that's a bit of a lost art in some respects these days. I don't get something like this anymore.
You don't have to be fast to be heavy. You can be
exactly. I think sometimes heavier without the speed. So
without the speed,
But yeah, I don't know. Few do it as well as Black Sabbath, regardless, or Heaven and Hell in this context, whichever way you want to look at it. Look, if you've missed this track along the way because it is one of those overlooked ones, then yeah, you do yourself the favor and check this one out because it's well worth your time. It's a fucking fantastic track. It's just prime Sabbath as far as I'm concerned. I know it was later on in time and all that kind of stuff, but it's just wow. It is just for a later cut. It's just such a fantastic song, and it really does sort of can capture everything you want from this lineup of these guys. So yeah. I love the lyrics too. Don't overlook the lyrics. The lyrics are fantastic on this song as well. I mean, Dio just smoked it, but so did the rest of the band. But, so definite gem. Make sure you get onto it if you haven't already. We've got some comments on that one. Michael's done, bonafide ball terror of a track and what's great live. So there we go. So Michael saying the same thing. And Vinny said Geezer is pure silk also on this. Yes, he absolutely is. He really does hold that whole thing down. Alrighty. From one classic to another in some respects. Next song is a little track called Crown of Horns from a little band you may have heard of called Judas. This was chosen by Jeff this week, assigned to me. In this case, I doubled up to do a few things here. But so Judas Priest, Crown of Horns, in the description box, in the comments. Go and check it out. Make sure you let us know what you think as well. But Jeff, it's from the Invincible Shield album coming March 8th, 2024. So not far away now. About a month now exactly as we do this one. So nearly there. What made you go with this one this week?
Well, it just came up in my feed. I wrote a little thing, so I'll read what I wrote. But, look, as I wrote, here we are again, familiar territory. How is it that a band that is 54 years into their career continue to produce quality music like this? Few bands are able to do what they're doing, and it's a winning formula. And I think if they could bottle it up and sell it to every band out there, new or old, there's a lot to learn here. This really defies logic, and yet somehow Invincible Shield is setting itself up, at least from what I've heard so far, that it's going to be even better than their last album, 2018's Firepower, which was, I know it's a big call.
That's a big call, dude.
It is a huge big call. And I remember that everybody pretty much on the panel at the time all basically considered it was up on the best of for the year.
It was a fucking great album.
It was so hard to get that year. Yeah.
And
top 3 Priest albums.
It deserved to be there because it's such a strong album. And I think if you happen to be one of the 3 metal fuckheads out there who have not heard this album, do yourself a favor, put it on,
get on
loud,
it. It's
wake
fucking
up the
great.
neighbors. They're gonna thank you. Okay, maybe not, but I will. So look, Crown of Horns. I see. That's the thing.
I know.
Play on words. Yeah,
I know.
You want to say Crown of Thorns, but So Crown of Horns, great song. I like the video as well. I thought the video was a nice touch. There's something really cool when you see a band in the studio, and it's a little bit of magic that sort of behind the scenes magic that I really love, and I wish more bands did that.
I think so too, and I think it fits the lyrical vibe a little bit too, which is nice.
Yeah. So this was just it's just one of the. It's a banger. I love it. It's not the hardest rocking thing, but it's still fucking heavy, and it's great. It's just got. I don't know how Halford can just keep pumping it out.
Yeah,
I just don't. And when I think of all the other vocalists that have been around for as long as he has, and being able to sit, I mean, fuck Sabbath. They hung up their fucking shoes fucking when 2017, 2018, whatever.
The only ones that sort of come close would be Dickinson and Biff Byford. I think they're the only ones that really.
Yeah. And so I just don't know how they do it.
In that realm, obviously,
That's right.
Other than the Stones, of course.
That's it.
They're fucking immortal, though. They're on.
That's right. Yeah, they are truly. So I just loved it, and I hope you loved it as well. So that's my little shit review. But knock yourself out.
Never
shit, dude.
Pat myself in the back. It's just fucking
okay. We'll pat you on the back for you. It's all right. You can set us up and we'll do it for you.
Pat you on the back, reach around, all that shit. It's all good.
Hey, man.
Wow. All right.
It's all good, buddy. Love you, man.
I am your buddy.
Can't see my other hand. It's all good. How's it going, eh?
I am not going to try and draw a glory hole between you two. All right, just on this.
I am not your buddy, guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, All right,
now I was trying to keep it wholesome. You brought in the glory holes.
Wholesome.
Anyway,
that was good. That was really well done.
All right.
Bell wins for tonight. Fuck.
Yeah.
No.
When it comes back to the song, though, I believe on Back to Judas Priest, I think that the band themselves, I think, have come out and said, I think it was this album that they haven't really got any serious ballads on this one. It's going to be pretty sort of just go from start to finish.
Yeah.
This may be as close as we kind of get because it has that kind of a feel without it actually going there. Something a little more heartfelt to it. It's still got that touch of evil about it, which is always what you want from these guys. But there's an earnestness about this, which is really intriguing. Halford, like you said, Jeff, he's still going strong. He's on fire with all these songs so far. But I reckon, if anything, by dialing it back just a touch, not a lot, but just a little bit, they've actually sort of played into what his biggest strength is these days. He's still got a great range, all the power you want, all that kind of stuff. But him sort of almost cruising through a song is actually powerful in a different way. And I really did enjoy his vocal approach on this one. It's got great riffs. Love the mix as always from these guys. The lyrics are phenomenal. It's got great groove too. I love how the bass really got to sort of shine on this track in particular. We all know you don't get duds from this band. you just don't. But this is all you want, and possibly more in some respects because it is that sort of mid-tempo kind of a song. It's not overly heavy. It's very melodic. It's all those things. But it's got some good gear changes in there as well, which are phenomenal. What they did change this song up in the best way, but what was really cool was the solos in this one. Now, all the vocals, the performance of Halford and the emotive way to the lyrics is great, but the solos when they come in, they really do just put the icing on the cake. And it's a really early call, but we did introduce, solo of the year category for the top 10s last year. And this song probably has some that are in there probably already early for me in consideration for it, because for me, there were parts of the lead work on this that reminded me of what Van Halen did with the song Humans Being. There's those the patterns they used, and I love that song in particular. So for me to have it sort of call me back to that a bit, it's a big call, I know, but it's just like there's something about it that just put me in the same mind and emotive space between those two songs, which for me was a huge link, and I just enjoyed how it made me feel when listening to it. So, that was just something that's high praise, I know, but I loved it a bit. So these guys aren't taking any backward steps. This feels like the perfect continuation. Just bring on the fucking album. It's 4 weeks to go. Let's just get it done. Like, I want to hear it all now.
I'm looking forward to seeing them next month. With Saxon. With Saxon.
Oh, man.
Double you, man. Double fuck you.
Here we go. Conrad's like, let me just stick the flipper in. Boom.
And Uriah Heep.
And then I'm seeing Iron Maiden the next day. Fuck off.
I'm looking forward to seeing them. However,
my God.
The real question is, how many heart attacks did Richie Faulkner have before playing the solo?
I don't know.
But it seems to be his motivation.
He's lucky to be alive, man.
You heard the story behind that, man.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
If he wasn't so close to hospital, he wouldn't be here. Like that's
but okay, Conrad, quickly, they were playing a festival, so they played their 1 hour set instead of a 2 hour set, and Painkiller was the last song. And during the solo, he's having a fucking heart attack, and he keeps playing. If his adrenaline wasn't up, he would have fucking died. But because the adrenaline's up, and because the hospital's around the fucking corner, he's still alive.
Yeah.
If they were playing a 2 hour set, he'd be dead. If he wasn't playing, he'd be dead. If the hospital around the corner wasn't there, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
That's
He's very lucky.
Right that day.
Power of metal kept that motherfucker alive.
And by the way, Conrad, if you want to look, there's actual video of this too. Like,
it's on YouTube.
When it's all
he's having a fucking heart attack while playing the solo.
Wow, that's metal.
Fucking nuts.
Your average grunge band or new metal band would be dead because they don't play solos.
No,
fuck you.
Very true.
And Dave, if it was Dream Theater, everyone would be dead. So there we go.
Because we don't leave during solo, man. I'm having a heart attack, but I'm not going anywhere.
All right. Comments. Michael says, interesting track, good track, but I think it doesn't sound like Priest, more like a solo project. Okay, interesting take there, Michael. Cool. Vinny says, very mature, almost intimate sounding this track, which is an interesting way to look at it.
I actually get
says,
that.
Priest are delivering the goods, which we know they do.
Yeah.
Says, stick it in deeper, Conrad, Judas, Priest, and Saxon, lucky one. So there we go. But Bash
and Uriah Heep.
And you're right. Yeah.
Just ram it down.
Twist.
Fuck you.
Ram it down.
But also, Bash said the first Judas Priest album I bought was Firepower. Still play it regularly. If what I am hearing, the new one is heavier and better than Firepower, I'll wait and see. So we'll wait. Be interesting to do
the first Priest album you bought was Firepower, dude. Buy Painkiller.
Yeah, go start at Painkiller. That's a good place.
Firepower is great. I fucking love it. Dude, Painkiller.
Go back to the beginning.
Yeah, well,
Priest don't have a bad album.
British Steel go up.
Yeah, but still,
start at the beginning, man.
All right. Next up is a little song that Dave. This was your pick of the week. So this is a group called Meanstreak with a song called Giant Speaks. Now, Dave, you said, what did I pick? I hope you've listened to it since.
I have.
It was chosen by Dave, assigned to Bell. This is from the Blood Moon EP, which is out now. It was released February 2nd, 2024. Yep. This comes from a group calling themselves, quote-unquote, the Real Housewives of Heavy Metal. And this is because it features 3 wives of the members of Dream Theater. So this is why Dave found this connection, obviously. So aside from that, Dave, how'd you go with the song? And yeah, I'm assuming that's how you found it, through the Dream Theater connection.
Yeah, well, I've known this band for a very long time. I was going to be a gentleman and let Belle go first, because her little task was to find out why I would have picked this band, but you just gave it away. And I hope you did do your research, Belle, and find out why. But I will go first. I have known of this band for a very long time, simply because I'm a Dream Theater obsessive, and I know that their wives were in a band. Yep. Obviously, when you're geeky musicians like Dream Theater, you're going to marry musicians. I am glad this band is back making new music. I actually picked this song before I listened to it, so I'm glad it didn't suck. And for those who don't know, their guitarist married John Petrucci from Dream Theater. Their bass player married John Mayung from Dream Theater. Their other guitarist married Mike Portnoy, the drummer. Wow. I guess even drummers don't want to be married to other drummers. It's just too much beating off right there. So it would be easy to dismiss this as the wives of Dream Theater band. But they're very much their own sound and style. In fact, if you heard this, you wouldn't compare them to Dream Theater at all.
So different.
This is what happens when the husbands are busy talking about time signatures, polyrhythms, and how fast they set their metronomes. The women just get bored, they fuck off and go write a straight up heavy killer song.
Yep.
The tone is fucking awesome. The awesome riffs and nice build up in the intro. There's an extended musical section in the middle, which you would be disappointed if there wasn't. Lots of different riffs that flow together really well and maintain interest. A lot of stoner rock bands could really take a lesson or two from this band. Holy shit. We'll get to that later. Overall, they're not reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but they can certainly play and write a good song. It's a cool listen from start to finish. Not breaking any boundary or anything, but I hope they do more, because obviously they're having a lot of fun with what they do. Pretty cool song. I hope Belle enjoys it as well.
Well, let's find out. How did you go with it, Belle? And did you know the connection or not?
I did not know the connection, but I was given homework, and I was actually led to believe that there was a story to. So I did look them up. So after I got allocated the song, I listened to it, looked it up, discovered that they're. I think most of them are married to members of Dream Theater.
Yeah.
And so was that the story, Dave? That they're married?
That's it. Basically, they're the wives of Dream Theater.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a little disappointing. I thought it would be more exciting than that.
Hey, you should have more respect for James LeBray now, because his wife isn't in this band.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure why I would have more respect for James LeBray.
You should. You should.
Anyway,
I think I should have respect for James LeBray because he's a good singer. But
yeah, that would be a better way to put it.
Yeah. See, Belle's right.
Anyway,
I shouldn't talk. Shut up, Dave.
Which he is. Okay. All right. Look, anyway, I fucking love the fact that they are the wives of Dream Theater, mainly because their music is so much more ballsy than Dream Theater's, and I think that's just awesome. I fucking love that.
Fighting words.
I love it.
Good stuff.
There's still a lot of albums of Dream Theater you haven't heard.
Yes.
It's a lot more.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
It's a lot more.
I've only got so many minutes on this planet, and I suspect that listening to all the Dream Theater catalogue would take.
I have, and I'm still here.
Anyway,
they're all right. They're all right.
They're all right.
Look,
you're on an album. You're on a record.
Oh my God, Dave! Shut the fuck up. This is my turn.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
Good job.
Okay, so this is my opinion of this song. Comparing Meanstreak to Dream Theater is like observing a bunch of biker chicks saunter through a fancy high-end jewelry store. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Just like Dream Theater, all fancy, la la la, and then you just get this ballsy thrash. It's just fucking great. It's just the coolest thing. But look, that's not to say that they just write fast-paced, simple songs with power chords, and like they are clearly skilled musicians with, you know, they've got a high level of technical proficiency. Like that's just obvious. And they've been doing this for a long time. I read since I think they've been together since the mid-'80s. As this band, and they were together for, you know, I think it was 9 years, and then they had a break, and then they've recently got back together. And
they were stuck at home raising the kids while Dream Theater toured the world.
Yeah, right. So that's what I respect about these chicks. Anyway, back to the music. So look, it's no surprise that they're great songwriters. They've got that down. This is such a well-written and well-performed song. It's heavy, riff heavy. Heavy, riff heavy. How does that make sense? Okay, it's heavy, riff heavy.
It makes perfect sense.
Thank you. These are some of the most catchy riffs I've heard in ages.
Cool.
I like how they play with tempo a bit here and there. Like, it's a killer breakdown in this song. The vocal style is timeless, beautifully executed, and perfectly suited to the music. And the vocals are incredibly feminine, but not in a soft and vulnerable. They're just balls to the wall, don't fuck with me tough.
Yep.
And they're also so expressive. And the singer, she just portrays the lyrics with such conviction. I think she does a great job. Every time I played it through, I got used to her style, and I just enjoyed her vocals more and more.
Cool.
And I can't end this review without mentioning the guitar solo. It's just a beautiful thing, and it is early days, but it's already up the top of my solo for the year 2024.
Nice.
2 mentions of that now already this week. That's cool.
Yeah. So love the solo. Love the whole song. I'm really glad I got this one to review.
Cool. Just a quick side note. If you enjoyed the vocal style in this one in particular, then check out Aussie band Temptress, Temtris. Very similar. Genevieve Rodder.
Good comparison.
If you like this vocal style, Temptress from Sydney, I think it is, then you'll enjoy that vocal style too. I reckon it's very, very powerful, but still very feminine at the same time. Let's see. Audience comments here. Michael says, buy Rock and Roll, then buy the whole catalogue. So there you go. Lee says, my son just said that guy, Dave, swears a lot. Someone needs a swear jar at home.
Do you know what? My son chased me around the room the other day because we got a notification from school. Sorry, this is going to be a quick story. We got a notification from their school. During their lunch break, they were playing YouTube, and then they played a different video and had the F word in it. So the teacher had to let all the parents know. And we're reading it out, and like, we heard the F word today. I'm like, fuck. Roy's like, Daddy, you shouldn't say that. Fuck, I shouldn't have said that, should I? Like, fucking like, Roy, stop saying the F word. Fuck. Like, okay, I probably shouldn't play this Murder Doll song. I like to say fuck.
Yeah. Don't put on the Buck Cherry EP, Dave.
That's I'm a fucking potty mouth, and my kids won't say it. So there's something to be learned there, parents.
Yeah.
Just desensitize the whole thing, and they won't care.
Yeah.
All right. There's parenting 101. Vinny says, I'm not buying Conrad lining up for the doll. He has a private jet and regularly catching up with his mates who happen to be the greatest band, sniggering at us peasants. There we go.
You're that fucking secret millionaire, aren't you? You're fucking pranking us.
He's going to be on that. We'll all look back 10 years from now and Conrad will be like that secret boss, that TV show. All right. Then Bash says giant balls to speak. So
why does Jeff look like Maverick from Tom Cruise? From fucking
this is my best. This is my Kerry King.
Okay.
See, I could go.
Take your hat off. There,
that's it. There we go.
Can you play a really bad solo?
You know what? He's got a new album. I heard one song from it, and it sounds fucking great. He's got a new album coming out.
Fair call, but
Yep.
No,
he's surrounding himself with good musicians.
I've listened to that. It's a Slayer song, and the solo is just as shitty as any other Slayer song.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming out tonight. This is gold. All right, back to Meanstreak. Speaking of mean things, love this track. Michael enjoyed it.
Nice.
So there we go. All righty. Well, Belle, you mentioned catchy riffs. I think it was catchy riffs. The riff was catchy as fuck. Let's go into your song because, as far as I'm concerned, that's got a catchy as fuck riff as well.
Oh yeah.
So next up is the Halo Effect with "Become Surrender."
Yeah.
Chose my bell, assigned to Dave. So a bit of a turn out fair play here.
Hell
Previously unreleased song, though it has become a fan favorite live. So they've been playing it live, just hasn't released it until now in the studio version. It was originally written for the band's debut album, but left off of it. So for those who don't know, which is why it's great we have these two in particular individuals talking about this song, is because it's made up of former members of In Flames. So we have Belle and Dave being the one. Which is why Belle will be following this one and letting us all know and making sure we all check out this track. So Belle, this is yours. So the floor.
There we go. Duck and cover. Someone's talking about In Flames, people.
Okay. Now. Okay. So look,
Get comfy.
I almost feel disrespectful saying this because the first thing I wrote was this band are really coming into their own now. But as you just heard, they, their caliber and experience of these musicians is vast. But as a band, as a unit, they're really, their debut album was awesome. But the couple of singles they've brought out, including this one, have just really, they're just kind of pushing further into their own sound. Particularly given their objective for the first album or the formation of their band was to bring back that early sound from, this era kind of thing, the Gothenburg sound, the kind of 90s melodic death metal from Sweden. Anyway. All right, so on to the song. This song, it's definitely something else. They're bringing something else. They're moving in a direction that's kind of their own sound. And I think with this, they've branched out of Melodeath and more into, like, I'm getting some industrial vibes in this song.
Really?
And particularly at the start, the first few bars, sort of when it comes in, I really am
can hear it there.
Yeah, and then the verses, they're really punchy, and I'm even sort of thinking it's got a bit of a new metal sound. Dave may not agree with me there if he enjoyed this, but that's what I'm getting. Not Limp Bizkit new metal, but just
no. But there was,
Limp Bizkit is a metal
to it that fits that a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I get anyway, which is cool. And then in total contrast, you get this beautiful melodic chorus with clean vocals, which was a total surprise because Michael Stan's vocal, like the last album, I think we got a glimpse in a couple of choruses of his. I've heard them before in Dark Tranquility, but he doesn't sing cleanly all that often. And he's got a beautiful singing voice.
He should.
I would, particularly the Melodeath genre. I think I would love to hear more of it. So I really do hope there's more of that singing style in the new album.
Yep.
And look, Oh, fucking hell. I keep fucking myself up here. Look.
Take your time, Belle.
Just,
all good.
Sorry. It's just I think his growls are like breathy and cool, and his clean really has the same kind of attributes as what his growling does. They're just kind of, I don't know, it's very him, but look, I just hope that I hope they do more of this kind of venturing off into her own thing on the new album. I think it comes out this year. I don't know when exactly.
Not a lot of info.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Maybe late. Yeah. I'm going to look it up actually while Dave's
I reckon it'll be toward the end of the year. Yeah, it won't be.
Yeah. I fucked my notes. So anyway, over to you, Dave.
Alrighty.
Go for
Are you
it,
sure? You're not going to find them in a second? It's all good. You sure? Okay.
I'll cut you off if I do.
I'm about to say, I
cut people off all the time, so I probably deserve it. So yeah, just jump in whenever. Say, shut up, fucking Dave. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love this. This was fucking great. But I didn't get new metal or industrial at all, which is probably why I liked it. Knowingly. But yeah, I like how it was bookended with the opening and closing heavy riff. That was fucking cool, and a lot of shit happens in between. Yeah. That opening riff's an instant headbanger. It just grabs you by the balls straight away and does not let go even during the clean verses. Clean chorus. Awesome melodic shift during the clean chorus. It's quite a stark contrast between the verse and the chorus, and it flows really, really well. The chorus is instantly memorable too. It's just like those lyrics are really, really well written. The melodic guitar lines leading into the solo section, that shit is nothing short of inspiring. That makes me want to pick up a guitar and learn how to play it. That is the shit that I love hearing. It's just what's fucking cool about heavy music, metal, whatever genre you want to put in it. Just melodic lines like that. It's just like shit. That is the stuff that inspires me. And leading into the solo itself is like 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be overstated. It just gets the job done. And it's like a little breather in between all the vocals and the different contrasts between the heavy verse and the clean chorus, and just some guitar shit in the middle. But that little section leading into the solo, it's just a beautiful, beautiful little melodic guitar section in the middle. This song's awesome, and I found it. The more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed it. But yeah, like Belle, I'm interested to hear more from this band. Their first album was fantastic. Right from the first song we reviewed a year or two ago when they first came out. But yeah, this band's really fucking cool. If you haven't heard them before, it's a good starting point. But yeah, this is very cool. I'm glad Belle picked this one. I'm glad I got to sign this one too.
It's worked out well, because for me personally, I put it on. I'm like, fuck, this is a banger of a track. So good find, Belle. Like, yeah, I would have loved it to be on the album personally as well. I reckon it would have been a great fit. But
Japanese extended edition has to happen.
Might have got dropped because it's very different to everything that was on the first album.
But it would have been a great contrast, like even as a closing track or something, for example. A little bit of contrast, but it doesn't matter.
We've got stuff like this compared to what everything is on that album and what they've released as singles. This band can go anywhere. They can do a lot of things,
and that's. And I'm glad they're releasing these tracks now from those sessions to show us there's more to their arsenal than that.
Like Belle said, they're coming into their own. They're expanding. They probably held off on songs like this initially because they
might
have felt they were pigeonholed because of the bands they were in.
I'm glad that's what they were going for. That's what they wanted to do. But obviously, like, all right, well, we've achieved that. Now let's kind of do our
and I think
see how it evolves.
And it's a good thing to keep them current and hopefully build up pipe for the next album as well, which would be a more powerful reason to do it. All right, Lee says Jeff looks like a Wish version of Kerry King. That's I think what
No, it's not a Wish. It's T-Move, motherfucker. T-Move. Wish is so fucking last year.
Yeah, I know. Michael says, great track. I think for me, it's the energy of the track that grabs me, but I love it musically as well. So there we go. Ooh. Lee says, is Belle catching In Flames live next week? Yes.
Yes, she is.
So there we go. We covered that at the beginning of the show, which is awesome. And Vinny says, I can hear this on a movie soundtrack or during the closing credits of an action flick. Actually, that would work pretty well. So, all right. One more song to go, and we're saving the Aussie one till last this week. And my pick of the week is Ablaze with Different Kind of Nightmare. So it's in the comments in the description box as always. This was chosen by me, assigned to Jeff. The third single from the Melbourne band's upcoming second album due later this year. Not sure when. This is the first single released from the band in 2024. Yeah, like I said, not sure when the album is due, but they are appearing on the Glamfest tour, which is not far away now as well. This is all part of the cycle of leading into the album promotion, but also leading into this little mini tour they're doing as well. For those that have been following us for a while, you'll know that we've been following and engaged with Ablaze for a long, long time now, right since the beginning. I think it goes back to the EP was what, 16? I think maybe
13. I think like
13.
First song might have been 13. The EP might have been 15 even.
Wow, I don't know, but anyway, it's a long time we've been following these guys through all they've done, and this to me, I mean, Dave, you got the history as well. I know it's assigned to Jeff, but just I think it's one of the most different tracks they've done. Like it
really is.
Feels
can I just jump in quickly? Like I got a small answer, but yeah, like you said, like we've been following this band since the fucking start of this show, and just chucking this song on to start with, it's got that Australian vibe. But it's also got like it could be from an 80s movie. There's great storytelling. It reminded me of that song, Under the Southern Cross. It's got a bit of that. Yeah, I got that from Danny's vocals. But this sounds really different from anything they've done in the past, but it shows a lot of growth and maturity from the band, but it also has that ballsy, heavy rock Australian tone. So they've captured a lot in a very, very small package, which is fucking great.
Another question just on notice. I don't know if anyone else got this one, but it also feels like it would fit an Alice Cooper set.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like the era,
it'd be right up there. If anything from Constrictor or Raise Your Head, Raise Your Fist and Yell, like the mid '80s stuff. But it's got that fucking Australian feel as well.
It's a really interesting track. But anyway, like I said, one of the more different ones. It's a darker, more brooding track from these guys. Usually they're pretty much straightforward pub rock kind of thing to a degree. A more of a party band than a serious band. And this one sort of, it's got loaded lyrics like this, but some pretty powerful stuff. I enjoy Danny and the band going down this path. I think the hook is as catchy as anything I've done in the past. It got stuck in my head just damn quick, but I love how it builds. It's well written, it's well performed, it's well mixed. The use of space in this song was really good as well. They didn't, they avoided the temptation to try and fill things in too much. They just let things ring out, which is great. And I think it's one of Danny's best vocals in this sort of style too, because there's no room to hide. And so nailing it like this just shows how far everyone's come a long way in this band. But just even the way the backing vocals sit on this one was just really does an accent. They weren't overpowering, they weren't over the top. It was just a really cool accent. That gave it that 80s feel. The backing vocals really sort of gave it that 80s feel in the background, which is cool. Look, I love how they didn't go too hard at it. I think it was fantastic. Another track with real weight. Going back to the Heaven and Hell track earlier on, it's one of those ones that, it's got weight without being pacey. They've learned to use, the tones and the space right in that regard. Between that, the mix, the lyrics, all that kind of thing, there's a darkness and a heaviness to this, which is really cool. It's got a great tone and vibe to it. It's mature, like you said, Dave. I think it's a really mature song. And it's got a great solo as well. I think it's an underrated aspect of this song, but the solo is great. I think everything is bang on. Like I said, it would fit on an Alice Cooper set as far as I'm concerned. It's a bit of old school. It's a bit of new stuff as well. It's very fresh, really damn well done. More of this would be fine by me. I'm really interested in the album because the 3 singles have been pretty different between World Scratch, this, and the first single as well. Like they've been 3 very different tracks. I reckon we're going to get a bit of a different beast from these guys coming up in the near future as well. So I'm very keen to hear more. But Jeff, how'd you go?
Yeah, look, from the opening guitar chords that I was hearing, I was like, wow. I just knew I was going to love this song. And I was right. Sonically, I think, I've listened to a lot of their stuff, and I went back through and listened to a whole bunch more just to get them in my mind. And sonically, I think it's probably, this song is one of the best things that they've ever done. They've done some great stuff with like Gasoline, Just a Taste, The Hard Way, Long Way Home. But there's something special, something different about this song that sort of catapults it a little bit higher, and I don't really know why or what it is. It's got just some sort of characteristic, which is kind of very cool. Yeah. And I hope whatever that is, that this song catches enough people's ears, that gets attention, that this band needs some fucking, real attention. And get some eyes looking on them. I know that they've toured all over the place, but I think that they really do need I just hope the song serves them well and breaks them. Maybe, it's that good. It could do it. I've listened to the song. Like I really loved it. I listened to the song fuck dozen times, easy.
Easy
and I know, for me, it's like a litmus test. When I like a song and it does something to me, and the first thing I want to do when I'm listening to it is I grab from my guitar, then I know that it's a banger, and that's what I did.
Yep.
And you know, so I had to fucking learn the song. I was like, and I'm playing along with the fucking song. It's like bang. So
cool.
I like the visualizer they put out as well.
That was cool. It was simple
very
but clever.
Cool. Yeah, it was simple, but it was cool. I kind of thought it was very Halloweenish, right? Like, you know, bats and shit. But when you think of like a nightmare and stuff, that it kind of fits it fits the title. That's right. Production on this thing was just wow. It was just amazing. It was top-notch production. Everything is mixed perfectly. You know, you got the guitar, the bass, the vocals, the drums, everything. Vocals, though, really, really well done and produced. Just fucking whoever, I don't know whoever produced this, but they should take a fucking bow because they've done a great job. Sonically, I think this is one of the best things I've heard come out from anybody in a long time. It's just really well done.
Nice.
So yeah, enjoyed it, loved it. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I'm gonna, I'll keep playing along with it. But 2 big thumbs up for me. Loved it. So thank you very much for posting it.
Most welcome. I'm glad that, I got a lot of love kicking around as well. Let's see what the audience have to say. Vinny says, Ablaze has been all over my feed recently. Definitely piqued my interest. There we go. Michael says, Andrew, I think Alice Cooper right for this. Love production on the guitar. Great, but kind of love to hear and see live sometimes. So that'd be cool as well. They are a great live
band. They are
band.
a fucking great live band.
Yep. But Sally says, been following Ablaze since I came across them on the show. I'm loving the heavy vibe sound, sort of old school, but it's a nice step forward for them. I'm really into it. 8 out of 10 as well. So getting more love from the comments too, which is great to see it getting that all around. So keep it coming, guys. Because
are they from Melbourne?
Yep.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Cool.
band. Great bunch of guys.
Good band, great guys, awesome live set.
Yep. Really fun band live too. So if you get a chance, go and check them out. All right. Yep. Now we're going to fly through the next little bit because we're going to do the builder collection start of things now. And this is going to be the fun part because we've done 1990, we did 1991, and next up we're going to do 1992. Dave gets first pick this week, but before we start there, we're going to do a quick recap of what we've done over the last few weeks. You're right there, Belle. You look like you.
Yeah. I didn't write down my pick, so I'm just looking it up now. So
that's all right. I'll keep recapping anyway.
Holy shit.
Last week, Belle got to go first, and she chose Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Conrad had Metallica self-titled. I had Queen with Innuendo. Jeff had Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, and Dave had Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. Those are the albums we chose last week. So, the result of the polling from that one is me sitting there going, you bunch of uncultured swine, how did you put Red Hot Chili Peppers Queen? Because I got 10 points. I came in last over this week. So, yeah, Innuendo got me 10 points and 10 points only. So, thanks for that. But
no accounting for taste.
No, I know. But Belle got 10 points with Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic, which makes the next 3 interesting because, Conrad, you came in third with Metallica self-titled on 30 points there.
Wow.
Jeff got second with Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, which means Dave takes out.
Fuck yes! Skid Row rule, motherfucker.
I didn't think I'd ever get second. No way. No way.
There we go.
Thank you, people. Thank you.
Wow. Jeff, that Aussie album's fantastic.
Oh, it is great, but I looked at the caliber of music. I thought, there's no way I'm fucking.
I'd be happy to lose to that album, but fuck it, Skid Row can't beat Skid Row.
No.
Yeah, well, Dave, you won with that pick, and that's where it goes. So the recap now that we go through these ones. Belle is sitting on 30 points in total. I'm on second last with 50 points in total. Jeff is in third place on 60 points. And there's a tie out in front between Conrad and Dave, both on 80 points so far. So that's where things are at. And it gets interesting now because Dave gets first pick this week. But you got to remember, you can't choose the same band again. So just to recap, Dave has already chosen Judas Priest and Skid Row. Belle has Warrant and Chili Peppers. Conrad, you've taken both Megadeth and Metallica. I've had Pantera and Queen on my board, and Jeff has Queensryche and Ozzy Osbourne on his board. So you can't take the same band twice. That's important here because 1992 is a hell of a year, as they all are. But Dave, you have first pick. So which way are you going? I wonder if you.
This is really hard because some of my all-time.
Sorry, Conrad.
I have an idea what Dave's going to go with.
I have a feeling too, but we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I
really
think
fucking
it go two ways here.
Yeah. This is really fucking painful. I'm gonna rant a little bit because I think 1992 was the last truly great year for a very, very, very long time. What started in 1978 with Van Halen 1 fucking died with Wasp, the Crimson Idol. That was the very last album that sounded like what we loved in the 80s. Prove me wrong. 1993, next week. Prove me wrong. Next week.
Yeah.
Find an album that sounds like the fucking 80s. Aerosmith Get a Grip doesn't count. They're fucking immortal. But for a little precursor, disbandments in 92, Europe, Rat, Striper, and White Lion. They knew what was coming. This is the absolute fucking pits next year. But 92, we went out with a bang. There were so many albums I don't have from this year, but we could go with Ronnie James Dio's fucking Sabbath.
Yep.
Blind Guardian.
Yes.
Fucking awesome album. This was pretty cool. I actually owned this from back in the day.
Man. That's a good album.
Yeah.
It's a good album.
I could go Dream Theater. I should do because holy shit, but bad timing. If they released this 2 years earlier, their career would have been a lot different. They would have been a lot more popular a lot earlier, but they put in the hard yards and got there. We got Maiden.
Yep.
Half a great album. The wheels were falling off. Some fantastic songs, but some not so great ones as well. This is where it gets hard. I fucking love this album. But I could.
You could.
You heard me crap on for fucking hours last year about this.
Yes, that one.
I fucking adore this album. And as far as release history, this is one of the later ones in 92. This is the last. Like I said, what started with Van Halen 1 in 78. This is the last in 92. Everything changes after that. But I got to do it. Kiss Revenge.
Oh, that one. Wow. Nice.
I didn't see that coming.
I fucking love this album. This is my favorite Kiss album. I couldn't not pick this. I bought this from Brashes. I still got the sticker on it.
Wow.
But I still got the sticker from Brashes. But yeah, that is probably the best Kiss album ever released.
It's up there for me.
Yeah. Everything about what Kiss is, sex, sentiment, fucking Satanism, it's all there, and there's not a bad song on it. It is absolutely fantastic.
Satanism?
Unholy, dude.
Oh, yeah, but it's not unholy.
It's as satanic as
it could be about vampires.
It's a stretch.
Yeah.
Anyway. You got to get the 3 S's, sex, Satanism, and sentiment. Every time I look at you as a beautiful bell, you got everything. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That is the first one off the board. And there are some monster albums released this year. So get in the comments, let us know what album you would pick from 192 as we go through things here tonight.
There's also, Warrant also changed their sound in 92. Dog Eat Dog. They were the first band from the 80s to change their sound.
Yeah.
You also got fucking Bon Jovi cut his hair and his balls off with Keep the Faith. That was a shit album. You had the Testament with the Ritual. That was cool.
Yeah, there's a lot. All right.
My favorite Pretty Maids, I don't think anyone's going to pick this, so I'll just say it. Pretty Maids, Sin Decade.
That's
if no one has heard that, oh my God.
That is a good album.
Good album.
Yeah, get that on. It's fucking great. It is such a good album. But yeah, it's a seriously.
You up that bell?
And there are 2 albums that this boy up here in the middle didn't even mention. I'm surprised actually because I thought he would pick one of the 2.
Oh shit!
So now I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna? Which one am I gonna choose?
Okay.
I agree. All of those albums are great, and they're all on my list. Not Dream Theater. Dream Theater was not on my list.
You got to hear that album.
That's actually
I've heard that album.
Andrew owns that album.
I've even got that one.
I've heard it. Oh, fuck.
It's not easy.
Vulgar display of power.
Who's after me? Who's after me?
Conrad is after you.
You can't say that because then that gives her ammunition.
No, not really, because
you can't choose Countdown because you got Rust.
Yeah.
So, oh shit. Oh, there are 3 albums on here that I just
you got to pick one, girl. That's the game.
Think what else is coming in the coming years, though.
Yeah,
that will help.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
All right.
All right. Fucking hell. Eeny, meeny, money, mo.
Continue that, I dare you.
No, don't. Not today.
No. Although I don't think this is a particularly white crowd, but
no, I don't. But I don't want to get the flame brigade.
I still won't.
Line.
Fucking fuck. All right. Look, I'll just do it. Pantera.
You are going Pantera. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll do it, but it breaks my heart because there's two others that I absolutely adore.
Wow.
I couldn't pick Pantera because the best is still to come. Spoiler.
Okay. Well, we will see. Alrighty. So that's another one off the board. So Conrad, over to you. What are you taking from 1992?
Wow, some great records. There's some good choices here. I know what you're probably going to go with.
Let's see.
I could see you can give it away already.
Still there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I can't choose what I would like to have chosen because I already chose an album from.
Yes.
That's the downside. Picked too early, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take.
Go breathe through these things, man.
Dave brought it up earlier, so I'm gonna take it because I think it's underrated. I think it's very underrated, and not a lot of people probably have given it the listen it deserves, and that's Dehumanizer.
Yeah, good album.
Very good album.
That has one of my all-time favorite Sabbath songs in I.
Yeah.
That is one of my all-time
favorite songs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
After Forever, after all,
after all the good.
After all, fantastic album.
It's my favorite Sabbath album.
From Earth.
I'm gonna take on that one. So I think it's
nice. It's a great
it's an underdog.
I actually don't think it is. I think in our crowd. I think in our crowd, you'll be surprised how well
our audience.
I was this close.
For our audience,
it was in my top 3. Yeah.
It's just going through all the past with polls and people's general opinion of this album. I think our audience will very much like that pick.
Yeah.
This is. I know I'm wearing a t-shirt and all that kind of stuff, and it's going to probably give it away. But at the same time, this is. I actually didn't put this on this morning, thinking I was going to do this today. I just put it on. Pulled it out. Serendipity is a thing here, but it's actually not as easy as you might think because there is that album. There's other ones too, like Dave brought up the Crimson Idol, and I fucking adore that album, and that makes this a tough decision to make. Motorhead also released March or Die in this year.
Yeah.
I know that Dave would never pick it, but Rage Against the Machine had the self-titled debut this year.
As well. And I met Tom Morello too. I shook his hand. I don't know why I don't like his music.
Def Leppard, Adrenalize, Faith No More, Angel Dust. I know that Dave doesn't like it so much, but I love that album too. So there's a lot of albums here that I absolutely adore.
See, the things in the 90s were being planted right here in this year. It's a lot of crap.
So I don't know. I enjoyed it quite a lot, like going through the list, but I am going to go with the obvious. I'm going to take Alice in Chains Dirt. I have to, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a good fucking album.
But
you'll do well.
Monster album, personally.
Yeah.
But
I had to leave myself something for fucking 95 when the self-titled album came out because it gets really fucking hard from this point.
Hey, we'll get to those things, like but I'm also in a position where I'm behind on points. I've got to take a swing now before I get too far behind as well. So it's one of those things where you take a shot where you can. So there's a little bit of strategy in it, but at the same time, I do obviously adore the album. I printed this fucking t-shirt at work one day when I was working in Melbourne, and
you stole one?
No, I was given it.
Yeah, I was given.
No, I was definitely by the boss. It's like
I didn't steal it, boss. I didn't. No problem.
No, considering I wore it to work, I think you would have known. But
I brought it.
But no, it's one of those things where, it's one of those albums that, for me personally, it's an all-time game changer in so many respects. It does herald in a change in tone and time. But it's one of the best things of this era for me when this album and this band started to really fire on all cylinders. So that's my pick for this one. Alice in Chains Dirt is off the board, which means, Jeff, the floor is yours for the final pick for 92.
Well, I must say, pretty much you can't pick all my picks, but
Countdown's still there, dude.
Yeah,
Countdown's still there.
An idol.
Great record.
Yeah, look,
we got some good ones there, man.
Countdown
there
and
are
Idol,
some good ones. Oh yeah, I wrote down about 10, so I've got choice.
There's always plenty.
Like my favorite Testament album, The Ritual. That's my favorite Testament album. So, Countdown, yes. I had Kiss on here. Rage Against the Machine. That's a fucking great album.
Yeah.
It is.
I think that album was like almost it was almost a genre defining album.
Yeah. Absolutely. It turned the music world on its head, that album.
That's
really
right.
Did.
It certainly did. And I'm kind of torn.
It's hard.
It is very hard. Maiden, Fear the Dark is a good album, but I don't think it's a strong.
I don't think it's the best. Yeah.
No. It's got a couple good songs, Be Quick and Be Dead, Fear the Dark, and that's about it, really, in my opinion. There's a lot of filler on there. There is. I think that's one of the reasons why Bruce didn't really give a fuck and he was done.
Yep.
So
and you're such a strategist. I know what you're going to pick, but go on.
Well, I'm torn. Really, I am, because there's a couple albums here that I would like. I thought as an outlier, I thought I would no one would touch it. I would go with Dirt, and then I see you come in with a fucking shirt. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Dude, so, if Alice in Chains is there, I'm going to take it. Like, especially that album.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like fuck, man. That album is so good.
That album is.
I had that like right from the beginning, man. The Rooster is like, fuck me.
It's a monster.
I suppose the album that I wanted the most out of all of them, Bell took.
Okay.
Yeah, you took my Pantera, but that's okay. That's okay, because I'm gonna go. I in the cool thing about this is I'm last this week. I'm first next week, and 1993 is going to be a shit year anyway. So, but we'll see.
Thank you. I'm not the only person who thinks like that.
It's not going to be shit.
We'll see.
No, it's not terrible, but it's certainly not as good as 90, 91, 19.
No way can it be anywhere good as anything preceding it since the history of music.
Too much time, so I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to bite the fucking bullet.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with Images and Words.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
Didn't expect
I think it's.
Thank you.
Look, I was gonna go Rage Against the Machine, but Images and Words I think is even though Rage Against the Machine is like I said, a genre defining album, it's kind of also one of those albums that there was a lot of people that didn't like because it had rap stuff on it, right? And metalheads were like,
yeah,
but
I fucking hated that, and I still hate it to this day.
Fuck no,
it depends on the metalhead.
It's a great album.
But
yeah, me, I fucking hate rap.
Dave, but you held up Body Count early on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because there's no rapping. You got one of the biggest rap stars of the 80s on there, and he doesn't rap.
No, he didn't sing though, so it's
rap.
Yeah,
It's made it listenable.
Yeah, I couldn't do Body Count. No.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that's my
interesting.
It's an interesting round.
Yeah.
This is
even Ice-T wouldn't rap on a metal album. It says something.
No, he'd save it for fucking the Black Sabbath album. Fuck, man.
There we go. But anyway, just to recap. So Dave chose Kiss Revenge. Bell has Pantera Vulgar Display of Power. Connor has Black Sabbath The Humanizer. I've chosen Alice in Chains Dirt. And Jeff has Dream Theater Images and Words.
I feel really bad Wasp didn't get fucking...
I feel bad as well.
Yeah, but...
Or Countdown didn't get put through either.
We all love
it. No Wasp, no Megan.
People are going to roast us.
Jeff was going to pick.
We are not
roast us going, you didn't choose that album. It's like, okay, people go.
And you know what? This is not going to happen next week in 93.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No.
We will not be
but
fucking...
I can see 2 albums on there that at least
in '93. Yeah,
Yes.
no, we're not going to be agonising over choices for the next
probably not
couple
as
of
much.
weeks.
You're right. Yeah.
No, no way.
But because there's less quality, we might be fighting over the.
Yeah, we might be more angry at each other next week. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly, because there's limited fucking choices from this point on.
Yeah, it's a desert.
It gets really hard.
Yeah. So that's the recap. That's the voting going to be coming up in the post in the coming days. So keep your eyes peeled on social. What do we got here? So Lee's gone again. Potty mouth Dave for the win.
Fucking yeah, motherfucker.
Rowan says this was the year I first had Operation Mindcrime and Images and Words. My taste in music was changed forever. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
Michael says I'm photographing Blind Guardian tomorrow night. Fuck, that'll be cool.
What?
I'm looking forward to it.
I've seen Blind Guardian before. That was one of the best gigs I ever saw. They are amazing live, and I so wish I could see them again.
I could just say photo or it didn't happen, but that's
you're gonna get the photos, man.
Yes, I know.
Vinny says
such a good gig.
Waves in '92, catching up to be enjoyable. They did make some waves in that year. Baxter has gone early and chosen to Humanizer. Rowan says couldn't split Dream Theater's Images and Words and Faith No More's Angel Dust. And a shout out to Mel Fire and Ice and TNT.
I've never heard Dream Theater and Faith No More in the same sentence.
Man, that Faith No More album you keep on overriding. Like, yeah, it's a good
I
album.
Cannot do that. I can't do Mike Payton at all, but I can't do Faith fucking More. That's just a shit band.
Anyway, Andrew says some great albums released in '92 from Extreme, Body Count, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Bolt Thrower, etc. I found Fear Factory, Soul of a New Machine brilliant, but Queensryche Operation Live Crime is my favorite. So there's another one there.
Live albums don't count. Sorry.
I know, Michael says Dehumanizer wins for me. I played the hell out of Body Count and Countdown to Extinction, and Not Hard Rock. Dr. John going back to New Orleans is up there as well. Michael also says, and Johnny Winter, Let Me In was 91.
Albino motherfucker.
Yeah.
Johnny Winter's good.
I was putting shit out there. Wow.
Vinny says, you pick Conrad Branson's. There we go. Rowan says, a lot of my all-time favorite music was in years after '93, so don't think of this as a cutoff for great music. So
it is a cutoff until about 99, 2000.
Yeah. Vinny's
as soon as Dickinson left Maiden and Halford left Priest, it all turned to shit until the early 2000s.
We'll see. We've got to go through those years. Vinny says, with those sunnies on, I can't help but wonder when Jeff's guide dog will pop up on the screen. Lee says, and Michael says, also Roger Waters amused to death 92. Love Jeff Beck's playing on that as well.
Nice.
There's a lot of great albums in that year.
92 was a good year.
Time to move things on. Bill, it's your time to shine because it is time for Guess the Song.
Hope you get your notes.
Yeah, I hope she's because she's like slammed her hands down like, okay, is that a good thing?
Off the top of your head, then I'll be impressed.
I'm ready.
All right. So just to recap here quickly, Jeff has already gone and done Led Zeppelin Achilles' Last Stand. It was guessed by Dave. Last week, Dave did Nightwish Dead to the World. No one guessed it, not the audience, not us.
You all suck. I'm disappointed.
That was too hard. Bloody hell.
Nightwish, it shouldn't be that hard.
No one knows Nightwish. No one.
All right, Belle, the floor is yours. So
for everybody.
Let's see how we go this week. I've kept the comments on that open, so let's just see. Only one guess each, guys, and then we're out, and we'll see if the audience get it first, or if one of us gets there, or if no one gets there at all, like last week. But Belle,
I have a feeling I might have made this a bit too easy, but we'll see.
We will see.
I think it's cool. Anyway, all right. So I like to look at shadows sweating on the wall. I get excited when I hear footsteps in the hall. Outside your balcony, I have a room with a view, and I'm watching you. I dial your telephone each and every afternoon. I wait by your door till you're asleep at night, and when you're alone, I know when you turn out the light. And then the chorus line.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
you fumble? Yeah.
It's so familiar, but it reminds me of a Queensryche song, but gonna get close to you. But I think I'm out.
No, that's it.
Whoa!
You guessed it.
There we go.
Obviously, Jeff is gonna get Queensryche.
Wow.
Yeah,
you did
and
it.
That's a cover song from an artist called Del Bello.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
wow.
Rage for Order?
Rage for Order, yeah.
Yes, it's on Rage for Order. And it's a fucking great cover. I love it. I might have made it too obvious because it's still, you know, it's
funny because
it's not generic in terms of lyrics, is it really?
Well, it happens to be one of my favorite songs. Actually, I love it. It's great.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny. Go on. Sorry, Conrad.
Andrew. I was going to say, go on, Andrew. I thought it was going to be Dream Warriors by
Where the Dream Warriors.
It did have that.
Freddy Krueger. Fuck yeah.
But just for the record here, in the same minute, Jeff and Rowan picked it at the same time. So Queensryche going to get close.
Well, I figured Rowan would get it.
There we go. So he said one of my favorite Queensryche songs, which is why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man,
we're playing musical squares again. Then the flip side of this is Michael asked, "Is it Vinny stalking outside Dave's house?"
Dude, don't stalk me. Come in, we'll have some drinks, and we'll really go fucking crazy.
I think Dave got along just fine. Rowan says one of the creepiest songs.
Man, me and Vinny have to hang out and get drunk one night. We're going to be fucking
You just
crazy.
have to film that shit and send it to me because that'll be hilarious.
We got to get Vinny in one of these.
Since 2000, so there we go. Some more love from
As you should.
All right. So that is that. So Queensryche going to get close to you. Guessed by Jeff and by Rowan.
Good song.
I have to make it harder next time.
That's all right.
It was tough, but there was something.
I like it. It's actually kind of fun when we get it though, which is the cool thing. And next week it's up to me. So next week it's my turn. So we'll see how we go with that. All right. Time for the main event. Look at some hang on comments here. Vinny says, I agree, Dave. It's going to happen, brother. So there we go. And Lee says Queensryche. So there we are. So it's all going on. All right, now, folks, it is time for the main event of the evening, which is we get the Michael Buffer going ding, 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 and all that kind of crap.
Oh,
are you ready?
Main event. Oh, shit. Here we go.
It's the main event of the evening. So this links in the description box as always, but also in the comments for those tuning in live. It is Electric Wizard. Dopethrone going up against Clutch Blast Tyrant. It's 3rd seed versus 6th seed. Dave's already talking his ass off, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, this was. We won't go into the results yet. This was.
It's telling, isn't it, Andrew? It's very telling.
It's one-sided. It was very one-sided in the audience poll. Let's see if we follow suit here and if we are as one-sided as the audience. But this is round 3 of King of the Riff Stoner Rock and Metal edition. And Belle, the floor is yours again. So which way did you go with this? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you doing your makeup.
No. Lip balm, but that's cool.
I know. Yep.
I can talk without it. All right, so I'll start with Dopethrone, Electric Wizard.
Yep.
Fucking hell. All right. This album should come with one of those warning labels that says "Do not listen to while driving or operating heavy machinery."
I know where this is going. Oh
yeah, seriously, I don't know how to break this album down, except to say that to me,
I do.
It's an hour and a quarter of overly distorted, repetitive chord progressions, some occasional half-assed noodling, and some dude screaming incomprehensible lyrics from what sounds like through the doorway of the next room. I did end up reading through the lyrics afterwards, and they are even more depressing than the music. About 3 songs in, I remembered a joke that Dave told a couple of weeks ago. What did the stoner rock fans say when he quit drugs? This music sucks. It's fucking hilarious because it's true.
Oh no.
Oh, when I saw this album went for an hour and 15 minutes, my heart just dropped. So this was at the 3-song in point. I checked. I'm like, surely this is not going to go on forever. But it did. The last song, for example, sounded like a 15-minute outro of the song before it, which already went too long.
It was tacked on as a special edition thing later
I'm
on.
not sure if that's what it was supposed to be.
Special edition.
In any case, it was the most boring shit I've ever heard in my whole life. It just didn't end what it did, but it felt like it didn't. I actually ended up laughing about 5 minutes into that song just because of the pure shitness of it. Look, I'm probably offending a bunch of people. This is like voted into the top 10, so obviously it's going to have some fans.
A lot of people. A lot of people.
I know. I don't get it.
Do you not like us? Every week we do this, and you torture us with this fucking crap.
I don't understand what the appeal is, other than just being that bench that you just. It sounds good. Like I don't get, like, if someone wants to explain to me, I'd be happy to listen, but I didn't get it. All right, so I really wanted to come into this review with something positive to say. I hate just ripping the shit out of things. So
I don't.
Right,
I love
what
it.
can I say? Look, they can play their instruments and they can compose songs. It just so happens that these songs and my ears clash really badly.
It's diplomatic.
It's obviously a popular album that appeals to a lot of people, but it's just not for me. But I also have to say that I'm glad that when I was working, when I was listening to this, because it's the only way I can justify to myself that I hadn't wasted an hour and a quarter of my life.
Wow.
Okay.
Bell's coming in hot today. Fuck. All right.
That was just off the top of her head. Now she's gonna read.
That's just what I got from that.
Wow.
All right. So Blast Tyrant Clutch. My first thought after listening to this for about a minute after Dopethrone was, thank fuck. Not another hour worth of that drony, repetitive, painful. So much like Corrosion of Conformity's album was the upper to Queens of the Stone Age's downer, this album is the antidote to Dopethrone. It worked like an antidepressant. So drug analogy's over. This album is such a fun listen. It's full of upbeat grooves and catchy riffs, and I reckon these guys would be an awesome band to go and see live. And no doubt, at least Conrad here has, seen them.
Many times.
Again, like Corrosion of Conformity, just the right amount of fuzz in the guitar sound. I will say I didn't really get into the solos on this album. I'm glad they were in there, but they just weren't my style, if that's even a thing, my style of solo. But, they weren't bad, just, I don't know. Anyway. It's my only real criticism, if you can even call it that. The vocals match perfectly with the sound and style of the music. The singer has a great tone and a nice rock grit, and I really loved how expressive his delivery was. It just kind of flowed with the music, and the lyrics. Awesome vocalist. I love the use of organ here and there. I would have liked more, but that's just a personal preference. It really didn't detract from my enjoyment of the album. I just continued to like it more and more as it played through. And the diversity was great. So each song, when it started, I thought, cool, what are we going to get here? Because, it's a bluesy rock, but like there's funk as well. Like some songs were a bit more funky. Worm Drink was as funky as all shit. There was a riff in that song that gave me Chili Peppers vibes. And likewise, a couple of the instrumentals on this album. Why the fuck would I write that?
You've got to read it now that you wrote it. Fuck.
Because you were stoned. I don't know. Take your pick.
They totally took me on a ride to Funky Town. I can't
Well, you take me to a funky town. Come on, we all got to sing. Well, you take me to a funky town.
All right. The placement of the slower paced songs on the album was perfect. And I loved how it slowed down towards the end of the album. It just seemed to close out really well somehow, given the album was pretty upbeat and rocky. So overall, I thought it was fantastic. I don't know if I should say that.
You gotta say it now.
Sorry, sorry.
Up for the
I
shit.
need to review my notes before I come on, but
Read them before.
I know.
You need Julie to correct your homework as well. Fuck.
I was in a rush today. All right, look, I'll just say it's by far my favorite of the 6 albums so far.
Wow, cool.
I gotta agree.
Absolutely, yeah, it was so good. I really loved it. So that's I'm voting for Clutch, obviously.
No shit.
All good. The way everyone's carrying on, I wonder how this one's going to go. So I got a funny feeling it's going to be one-sided. 1 down, 4 to go. Jeff, you having a good sort of chuckle away there as well. So let's see what you've got.
All right. Well, give me a second here.
He's got his sunglasses on at night, folks.
I do. So
I love Sunny's Jeff.
Yeah.
What a dude.
Yeah, they work. Look, buckle up, buttercups. It's about to fucking get real. All right. So
I can't see shit, but I'm going to lay it down right now.
First off, I'm going to have to say that maybe I'm just late to the party. So before reviewing this album, Dopethrone, I don't think I've ever heard of this band, really. I think I was aware of them, but never listened to them that I can recall anyway.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, so I think I was, like I said, I was just aware of them, but as never actually listened to them. Now, but not that there's much music to review here anyway. Now, I might piss a lot of people off when I say this, but this is the sort of sound, if this is the sort of sound that Electric Wizard is all about, then I would rather not waste another 76 minutes of my life on them again. The end of this album could not come soon enough. Okay?
Here we go.
By the end of this album, I realized what Al Qaeda prisoners felt like in Guantanamo Bay when they were forced to listen to fucking bad heavy metal music at blistering volumes, 24 hours a day, with the intention of wearing them down and breaking them. That's
and by
what
the
I
way,
felt like.
from the Canadian amongst us.
Yeah, this is what I felt like after 20 minutes. Only another hour to go. I kept telling myself, this is the epitome of musical torture. I kept telling myself that I would make it through. I'd make it through, and somehow I made it through to the end. The best part of this album would be the very last second where you hear this satisfying heh heh heh. And that's exactly what I felt to myself. Heh heh. Like, fuck, this is over. I was like, oh my God. When I think of stoner rock, I don't think of shit like this. To me, this music would be more aptly called sludge, but even that is an insult to sludge. This is fucking this is sewer waste. If the shoe fucking fits, okay? Now, this is like if you listen to Black Sabbath on a broken stereo with blown speakers, big ripping fucking holes in your speakers, and you know, with those fucking speakers vibrating when you listen, where the only sound that you get is mostly a distorted cacophony of insipid, repetitive riffs that can only serve to bludgeon the listener into a stupor. Okay? This sound is completely devoid of any definition or melody or musical talent, for that matter.
Wow.
In my less than humble opinion. Now, by comparing this to Black Sabbath, this is an insult to the genre, and I mean no disrespect for that amazing band. Dopethrone doesn't even deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence, paragraph, or even fucking article as Black Sabbath, and I will forever be sorry for doing so. May the metal gods have fucking mercy on my soul. But to be fair to the band itself, I honestly can't speak of any of their other offerings that they put out. So I won't bother to insult them as a band, even though I feel like it'd be perfectly justified to do based solely on this fucking album. Yeah. So then we get to the production. Wait, there isn't any production to be had. This entire album sounds like it was recorded live off the floor with bargain bin dollar store 5 to a pack karaoke toy microphones.
Oh,
okay.
He's gonna fall his chair again.
Yeah. There is no definition to be found here. Instead, it's just distorted mess without merit or musical value. To me, anyway, this is just my opinion. There isn't much difference.
That's not your opinion. It's a fucking truth.
No, but there isn't much difference between this album and pure white noise. Both are brain numbing, even and given enough time and volume. And yet, somehow, this album made it to the top 10 list voted by the audience. So there are people out there who actually enjoy this. There must be.
Yeah.
And then
there were people going to bat for this one against Clutch as well.
So I'm sorry. Sorry that you fucking feel that way. I can't understand for the life of me how this prestigious metal magazine, Decibel, you've heard of Decibel magazine?
Mm-hmm.
They put this album in the top 20 stoner rock albums of all time.
Because they were stoned.
What the fuck? These editors must be either fucking tone deaf or they didn't listen to the album. There's no other fucking option. There's no other option.
Oh, wow.
So there's bargain bin music where the occasional gem can be found if you're patient enough to dig. But here, there's only shit. And I'm not going to be wasting any more of my time digging through that pile again, looking for the occasional kernel of corn to hold up and proudly claim that I had found something worthy of mention. Fuck that. Sadly, writing this review, I've wasted too many fucking pixels already on this shit. Okay? That's on a screen. There's no, there's too much fucking pixels. So, lastly, I'm going to break with tradition. Wow. I'm going to say this now, but this album is my bin for the fucking week and probably deserves to be for the next month. All right? So, that. All right? Now, we get to Clutch Blast Tyrant, 2011. All right. Okay. So much like Bill, after listening to this, that clusterfuck of an album, I put on Blast Tyrant, and 2 seconds flat, I could tell this was already a better album. I was like, whoa, thank fuck. Exactly what Bill said is exactly what I wrote. Sonically, it's there. There is mood, melody, definition. In other words, fucking music. Now, that's not a high bar considering the last album. All right. But did I say that I had wasted enough time on that? Yes, I did. So I'm not going to waste any more. I got to live up to my own words. Now, initially, I wasn't a massive fan of the vocals on Clutch. I really wasn't. But it's singing, and it doesn't sound like someone singing from the bottom of a 10,000-foot fucking hole in the ground. So it's got to be better, right?
Oh, man.
By the time...
I just got to jump in because all I can think of, Dave, the old days when it sounds like it was recorded by a potato, in a potato, with a potato.
Exactly right.
Oh, we love the old black metal fucking Norway shit, didn't we?
All right, go on, Jeff. It was in my head. I had to say it, so I was like,
no, I'm glad you got it. It's fucking apt.
Not enough potatoes.
There's not enough potatoes in this world. No. But in all fairness to Clutch, by the time the second song reached my ears, actually the singer had actually grown on me by then, and I was actually liking what I was hearing. The album itself is well thought out, well presented. It's got a raw and a polished sound all at the same time, and it's very well done, and it's dripping in groove.
Yeah.
So by the time the end of the album came around, now I looked it up because I saw there was like a deluxe version, the only one that I could find, right? So I looked up the album, and it's only 15 songs, but the deluxe version was the only one that was online, and it's got like fucking 25 songs or something. So I listened to it all, but I'm only reviewing the first, the actual album, which is 15 songs. By the time the 15 songs had come and went, I really had enjoyed what I heard, and oftentimes when I really like something, as I mentioned before, I can imagine myself playing it. So I pick up my guitar and have a play, listen to the album. Now over the years, I've learned pretty much how to basically, when I can pretty much play what I hear, even if it's not exact, I can usually fake it enough. So I was pretty much playing along with the album while I was listening to it. And you just learn after a while, right?
I can't.
It's ear or theory. People weren't.
I'm ear. I'm not theory. It's completely.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm ear. Yeah.
But look, this is what this album did for me. So I knew, like subconsciously, that this album was making me want to play guitar. So I was digging it. Yeah. It's a good album from a good band, and I regret that I had not listened to more from these guys in the years gone by. So standout tracks for me were A Cypress Grove, The Regulator, Army of Bono, The Swollen Goat, in the wake of.
That's what
it's called. Yep. Ghost. And the instrumental closer, What You See Is What You Get, which is Wizard Week.
Loved it.
That was great. So naturally, do I have to tell everybody what my fucking pick for the week is?
I think we know.
Obviously, Electric Wizard.
Yeah, I'm going with Electric Wizard. Yeah.
He's pulling it out of the bin, making this pick
Yeah.
out of the battle.
So,
wow, what a fucking heel turn.
Look, really, there wasn't much competition, and there really didn't need to be, because this album didn't have much of a bar to jump, but it did, and thankfully it was great. So Clutch for the win. Sorry.
Fuck yeah.
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 All right.
All
Anyway,
right.
that's my review. What the fuck?
All right, well, one more vote, and we know which way this is going. And I've got a funny feeling I know which way this is going. So, Conrad, you get to follow that up.
How can you not like Electric Wizard? What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Have you seen them live?
Oh,
Fuck no.
I have.
Have you?
I have.
Did you watch it?
They're awake.
I have. Actually, they were quite good. I have to admit, they were
Oh,
good live. They
I'm
were good.
proud
They were
of you.
good. They were good live.
They
They were really good live. I have to admit. That was.
Were
in
you
Australia.
high as a kite?
No, that was in Australia. This band has a massive cult following.
I know.
they got
They're
a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, and,
Really,
and
really big
cults
cult.
were responsible for Georgetown and fucking all those horrible shit.
Yeah.
Waco. Anyway,
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. Exactly.
You know what Waco stands for?
I
When
didn't
you
drink
say you
the
got a
Kool-Aid.
cult following, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't
Waco
drink the
actually
Kool-Aid
stands for
on this, but went. Yeah,
we
go
ain't
on.
coming out.
yeah, hey, well done, Jeff.
I didn't drink the Kool-Aid of this cult following of this band. I
fuck
don't
no.
get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't. I won't call it stoner rock. It's more that sludge sort of doom type
More
thing. Which
doom,
I
yeah.
didn't get.
Oh shit.
And it's recorded. His vocals got an effect on the vocal, and I just didn't like it at all. It just didn't gel
all the
for me
way
at
through.
all.
Just static.
Yeah, it's not. It's dull. It's grim. It's boring. It's depressing. It's
The
just
drums sound
droning.
like someone was tapping on a fucking like there was no
I-
definition. Oh my
Exactly.
God.
I don't know if they were going for that whole like we want to get the black metal audience.
I was about to say it was a
into
black
us.
metal style production.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
an
They like
intentional-
recorded in a basement.
Yeah.
On a tape
I
deck.
actually got a note about
A
that.
tape deck,
You're
you know,
fucking spot
yeah.
on. You got it.
Yeah, it's not my thing at all. No, I didn't get it. Clutch, on the other hand, Last Tyrant, this is a stunning record. Although it's not really, again, this is not a good example of stone rock. It's interesting.
That's
why
what I was
people are-
thinking too. It's
it's
more,
not.
Yeah.
It's not, because they were before this album. Before this album, they
Mm.
were what I would call more traditional sort of stone rock before this record. And then this is the record where they went and sat in a bar in New Orleans and sucked up the atmosphere for about 6 months and absorbed all that blues and just fucking
Just
then poured,
definite blues and funk.
and then poured it into this record. We're drinking moonshine in a bar in New Orleans for 6 months, and then just went right.
Moonshine.
Okay, let's go and do this blues sort of vibe to it, and it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. And then all the records ever since have been on this trajectory and stunning. So it's a great record, and I encourage anybody who ever gets the opportunity to see Clutch live, do, because you will fucking love them. You will just boogie your ass off. You'll be just tapping your head, tapping your foot, just
As you
being like,
should.
yeah, it's really good fun. So they're great. So yes, this is a clean, this is a hands down. I can't believe the audience even fucking voted for bloody, Electric Wizard. What the fuck is wrong with you, audience? Seriously, fuck me.
My question.
That was harsh.
Get some fucking taste. Seriously.
Wow. Off we go.
And you didn't even put bloody, Gaius of Sky Valley, which should be in there.
It was up there, but
it was up there. And this one over that.
It's not over it. It's just that when you've got a band that has two in there at the same time, I only allow one to go through, and it's the most popular of the two albums to go through. So they would have been like 1 and 2, the Caius albums, but I don't want to have two of the same band in this because it always fucks it up.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I understand now. I get it. Okay. All right, understandable. But still, how the fuck this band got in there at all is beyond me. Audience, you need to get some fucking taste. when it comes to Stoner Rock, you need to get some fucking taste, and that's
not even that, man. Like we had fucking Queen Innuendo, fucking get no fucking.
I know, exactly. We're gonna let's abuse our audience and have them,
I know, and let's see how that works out for us.
Exactly.
Subscribe to our Patreon, folks, please.
Sorry. Sorry for insulting our.
Sorry, get fucking yelled at. Yeah.
Sorry for insulting our audience's taste.
Oh look, I insulted them too, but but not in a bad way.
So yes, this is going to clutch with Blast Tyrant.
Clutch for the
no shit.
All right.
So that's
clean sweep.
3 or 4.
It's 3 so far. There's myself and Dave to go. I'm going to go next, and Dave gets to go last. And remember, that, folks, that clean sweeps we've only had like 2, I think, in the entire time of doing this.
Really?
Clean sweeps are rare.
We had one.
Last week was a clean sweep.
So maybe 3 then in total. Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember last week. I don't remember yesterday. Fuck.
We'll see how if you go tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm not going to remember tonight.
That's conformity, wasn't it last week? Yeah.
Sorry.
Corrosion.
Corrosion and conformity.
Yeah. Corrosion.
Yeah, it was a clean sweep.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah. All right. So
that was a one-sided battle. Fuck.
Yeah, well, you get through those.
I loved Lee's comments. Lee's rebuttal in the comments about that was okay. Well done, Lee.
All right, let's get Andrew.
I haven't seen them. Lee, you're awesome, dude. But
all right,
you're wrong. I haven't seen him, but you're wrong.
Time out. Andrew's turn.
All right,
let's give him a go.
Yes. So we're at round 3 now, and for me, going on this and also my thoughts, this is probably the most one-sided battle we've ever had. And it's funny, the next one he says, I wonder how many people I'll piss off with this one. Not just me, obviously, tonight.
Do it, Andrew. Do it.
One of these is, I'm not going to rip it. It's one of these is very dark. It certainly is the doom metal sort of space, while the other half is a hell of a lot more fun and funky. They're 2 very different albums. With these albums, as different to each other as they are, it's going to be very much down to taste, which is, we're all leaning one way. In some respects, while Electric Wizard certainly fits what some people, I can see where people get the stoner rock vibe because it is very droney, and that's what some people associate with stoner rock, all that kind of stuff. But it has that more doom metal side than stoner rock to me.
It is more doom. It is definitely
more doom. That side of it has colored the way this thing sounds and feels really strongly. It's a very, very long album with very long songs, and it has that droning quality. It does have some good use of light and shade in there if you are willing to endure what you're going through. That's the
stronger man than I am.
The problem with it, though, is that it's got such a lack of a gateway to it, and the album is repetitive as all fuck. And so once you're in, and it's just like you're on the world's slowest, most boring roller coaster of your life. That's what it is. It's like a roller coaster for 2-year-olds.
No down. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just this. Like when you watch the.
No, it's all down. It's all down.
Walking along the floor. It's just like that's all it is, man. And it's fucking.
Isn't it motivated to go over a fucking hump?
Mind numbing.
It's Weekend at Bernie's in an album. It feels like a warmed up corpse. It's. It just does.
I'm not gonna rip it. No.
Warmed up corpse.
Now I can when you because I put myself through this album 3 fucking times, believe it or not.
Oh, dude!
Oh god! No, I'm sorry. It's on the level
76 times commitments.
I listened to this 3 times.
Wow!
It's on the same. This gives me the same vibes as Lulu. Okay.
No.
Fucking brilliant compared to this.
Oh wow!
It's the same vibes as Lulu.
No. I'll defend Lulu over this. Wow.
I know, right? This is gonna be an interesting conversation. No, it's not. But the funny thing is that when you sort of get to this level of my commentary now, it's like you're almost looking for a life raft in the middle of the Black Sea. You can hear warmed up corpses and everything, around you, waiting for the sharks to come get you. Like, so you really, really have to deep dive on this thing. When you try really fucking hard to make a connection, you can sort of hear the Black Sabbath references in there because there is some. Those things are in there. That there's a melting pot to this for sure.
Well, Black Sabbath play a guitar, and so does this band. So there's
connection. It's not that. There are elements in the riff work when you are paying attention to the composition. That to give it their due, there are elements.
There are notes. There might be a note.
3.8 hours you put into this band. You are classified as an expert because nobody else has ever done that. It's fucking amazing.
Now that said, this does sound like it was recorded in a fucking root cellar. And to the point, that suits what they're going for here. Now, oh fuck. Now that for my next note is now for all these things being positive, when you read up on the album, a lot of this was sort of thrown together in a few days in the studio, and that shows.
No shit.
Not only in the mix, but especially in the composition. The performances are fine. I think they can play. Like they can do it. Nothing's out of time or out of sync, all that kind of stuff. They're proficient. But the trouble is, yes, they are. You can't say they can't play music. They can play their instruments. They're in time. They're in sync.
When you let a chord ring for 20 minutes, of course you can fucking play.
Yeah, but the thing is, they at least hit the thing at the same time, so that's something.
Studio's magic for people.
No, there's no studio magic done here, man.
No, really? You want to go through this thing being recorded by a potato and then apply studio trickery to it? We're going to do that.
More potatoes. It's all mashed potatoes.
The fucking potatoes. Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone likes
can we just make chips and watch a movie?
Right. Anyway, but the thing is that it's an unnecessary what they've done to drag this on as far as they have. Like, this could have been cut to 45 minutes comfortably, if not less. They gave you 75 minutes of this, and it did not need to be this long. And that really hurts this album because you don't I put myself through the process of, okay, I want to listen to it a few times to make sure I'm not missing something. That's the main thing. If my first instinct is like,
if you don't get the first time round, you're not getting it the second and third.
The thing is, though, that sometimes you do. And I don't want to.
Sometimes you do.
And that's where I want to make sure I give it its due and not just, write it off because, I heard it once and that's it. Like, I got to give it the same attention I give to everything else. And I gave it 3 spins. I gave these albums 3 spins back to back.
Brave fucking man.
Look, I get that if this style of music, and there are some people obviously that really love it, I get the appeal of it if it does grab you. And I can understand that there's that droning quality because there are people I've known in the past that they like things like ambient noise and that kind of stuff. There are people that this sort of stuff will appeal to. And so I get what they're going for in that regard. They've developed an atmosphere that fits that kind of thing. It's they've done what they needed to do to get what they wanted to do. But again, it does feel really slapped together. Like the repetitiveness of those riffs just feels like, okay, let's fill 10 minutes here with the same thing over and over again. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's too much for me in the end. Even the lyrics are repetitive, which is fucking what? How do you get repetitive lyrics and riffs in this album is just like, wow. Like to throw it together in the studio just shows a complete lack of creativity. And that's come across in the album for mine. And I know that a lot of people love it and they got voted in and all that kind of stuff. But for me, that's just, what was creative about this one? What is the wow factor about it? There's nothing here that is impressive, so to speak.
The album cover sucks.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it that looks like a bad MS Paint job.
Yeah.
There's a warmed up corpse for you. But then you flip the switch. Then you flip the switch over to Clutch. And the vibe couldn't be more different. It's like you've come out of the storm, and here's the sunshine, the rainbow, the fucking deer bouncing through the fucking fields.
Yeah, life's good again.
And fucking party time.
Yes,
right? It's like a fun, uplifting listen. I love the mix, the vibe, the overall feel of fun, the groove, the swing. Oh. It has everything that Dopethrone didn't in the first song alone. It's just captivating. It's a real party. It's a major antidote, like Bella said, to the previous album. Much more hard rock and blues based. So yeah, I do get the note about it not being as stone rock like what Conrad was saying. It's much less stone rock than a lot of the other albums are in this one for me. But that said, people have voted it in, and on the context of that, the feel and the vibe and all that stuff, this is so much more appealing to listen to. On top of that, the energy, the different approach makes this one fly by. It's also nearly an hour long. You got to give this one credit. It's nearly an hour long, and it doesn't feel like it at all, especially after the last album. The mix is great, like everything is fantastic, and the lyrics are sharp on this one too. They're really well done, underrated, I think, from Clutch in the way they do the lyrical work. They've been very good at that for a very long time, and this album really does show that. I think the energy is brilliant. So are the solos. I did like the solos, Bell. I think that there's great hooks all over it. It's very, very different to Electric Wizard, which is, I think what taste will dictate things, and clearly it's going one way for all of us tonight. For me, it's more than just taste, though. The writing is so much better. So much better. I know they're an entirely different band, but, this one has no wasted space, unlike the other album, which is at least half wasted space for mine. This one is at least, I said at least, this one is really refined. It's lean. It feels just good to put it on and spin into it. And it's one of those ones that puts you in a good mood whatever you're doing, it'll put you in a good mood. I think for me, it'll be up there at the end if things go the way I think they will as this plays out. But unlike the competition this round, this album is not a one-trick pony, unlike the other one. And there are peaks and troughs on this, which is a fucking great refreshing after the last one. Where the other one was like the world's slowest fucking roller coaster. This one was an actual genuine roller coaster. This was like the Mad Mouse at the old fucking the old showgrounds in Melbourne. Those fucking played that death trap. It's chalk and cheese, these two. They're two entirely different trips with these albums. But right now, I'm in love with Blast Tyrant, and I'm not going anywhere else. I'm really curious how it'll go later on, but I'm assuming it'll go through this time around. Like I said, I spun these ones back to back 3 times. It was clear in the first spin which way I was going to go, and that opinion only got stronger the more I listened to it, not the other way around. These albums are always good in these battles, and credit where due to Dopethrone and Electric Wizard, but not for me, not even close. So Blast Tyrant is it for me. And Dave, I know you're going to go with the clean sweep, so bring it home.
Hey, look, sometimes you just have to bow to peer pressure. I know I've been laughing and everything, but I've actually been a big fan of Electric Sorcerer. Fuck Dream Theater and Dream and Guns N' Roses and Wednesday 13 and Nightwish. Actually, it's Electric Wizard. No, I can't even bullshit my way through this. This band, Electric Wizard, I've never heard this band, and they are fucking terrible. Slow, boring, repetitive, terrible production, and fucking awful vocals. My God, this was a fucking chore to get through. Let me listen to Kate Bush and Limp Bizkit again, because this could be possibly the worst fucking thing I have ever heard.
Wow. Wow. Here we go.
You know that episode of Mr. Bean where he's in church and he's struggling to stay awake and he's like this? I can imagine that's what the Electric Wizard mosh pit looks like. Like, all the Stone guys are like, is it over yet? No, it's just the first fucking part of the first song, dude. Oh, pass me the bong. No, I can't. I gotta keep my fucking eyes open. Oh my God.
Hey, Dave, the best part is when they wake up, it'll be like they've got their head up the turkey.
I can imagine why that woman wouldn't want to marry any of these fans. My God, who the fuck voted for this? This is fucking horrible. Oh,
yeah.
Like last year, I banged on about Pearl Jam being the most boring thing.
No.
That's fucking brilliant compared to this.
It's a masterpiece.
And these lyrics, they're fucking hilarious. I don't think they're meant to be. They're trying to be the most darkest, evilest thing on the planet, but it just comes across as pathetic and lame and fucking ridiculous. Like, oh my God. If you ever get really, really bored listening to this shit, just chuck on Spotify, click on the lyrics.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me, I think it was Conrad who mentioned, this reminds me of the Norwegian black metal shit that was recorded in the Tin Shed. Because where those bands used a lot to say very little, this uses a little to say even less.
That's a good,
Wow. Yeah.
It's like, you can picture those Norwegian black metal bands going, why the fuck can't we play a different note? And they're like shredding at like 280 beats per minute. in 16s. Why the fuck can't we play a different note? I don't know, man. Our audience won't understand if we change notes. They just let a fucking chord ring. This band, Electric Wizard, that's what they call it. Yeah, Electric Wizard. They play a fucking chord for 20, 40 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
Should we change now? I don't know. We might freak out our drug-fucked audience if we shift chords.
Wow.
That's Doom. That's what Doom is.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Man, somebody needs to pull the fucking plug
I
on
could
that
actually, like, there's songs that go for 13 minutes. I could click to like 13, 7, 6, 12. Nothing fucking changes.
Yeah.
I literally jumped all around on the song and then flicked from different songs on Spotify. Nothing fucking changes for 70 minutes.
No.
This is crap.
It's crap. Right? Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
There's not even as I said, kernel of fucking corn in there to fight. It's just
it's fucking horrible. It's like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Okay, now we get to Clutch.
Yes.
Clutch, a diverse collection of songs, different vibes, different tempos, styles, some all-out rockers, some funky stuff, some wah pedal. Fuck yeah, I love wah. Melodies, solos, killer riffs. It all makes for a really interesting 70 minutes of your life where you don't want to slit your wrist. The whole album is a really great listen with a lot of good songs. But you know what? No one's mentioned it before, and you're obviously not horror fans, because The Regulator. I've had this song on repeat for the last 4 or 5 fucking years. I love The Regulator. Don't ask me why. I've never listened to the rest of the album.
Wow.
I first heard this song in The Walking Dead, and that was the perfect compliment to a fantastic theme, season 2 or 3. The first time Rick Grimes kills a human.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drama happened in that scene.
Yeah.
And this song was a perfect fucking compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's cool about horror productions, script writing, acting productions, lighting, everything. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had this song on fucking repeat for ages. And as soon as I saw Clutch was up against whatever that other fucking band goes, this wins because of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listening to this album a few times over the past week, the album's fucking amazing. It is so cool. So yeah, I think Clutch might be a category to win in this whole battle. Army of Bono gets a compliment for Wah, because Wah is awesome, and fuck you all the Kurt Hammett haters. Wah is fucking cool. So yeah, obviously Clutch, because Jesus Christ, was this even a competition this week?
I don't think so.
No.
It was exceedingly, and even the audience vote was very one-sided too. Bell has to everything here was very one-sided. So there you have it, folks. I'm gonna try and go through some comments here because we're gonna this will be interesting.
That'll be interesting.
Michael says, Electric Wizard, put this on and it went on and on and on. I bet that fucker is still playing. Not my cup of tea, even with their Sabbath-like progressions, it all sounded the same to me. So there's one agreeing with us. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Michael says, about as much fun as a John Howard speech.
Comment of the night right there.
There we go.
You just got to get the eyebrows, man. It's all about the eyebrows.
Yeah, I know. Vinny says Bell just murdered an entire subgenre, so there we go.
Good.
Yeah, Bell's brilliant.
Tough Jet anyway.
Oh yeah.
And then and Vinny's gone, sounds like this album lowered her blood pressure. But Lee on the flip side has gone for Bell in the bin this week, so there we go.
Lee.
But Jeff says, Lee says, Jeff makes want to listen to Corey Hart. We had that.
Hey, I wear my sunglasses at night, motherfucker.
We had that one.
Yeah.
Vinny says, if we had to order a nuclear strike, Bell and Jeff would be turning both keys, Mr. President. So there we go.
Are you ready, Bell?
Take out Electric Wizard first.
Yeah.
And Lee's gone, oh, fuck. I hope you guys don't subject yourself to sleep's dope smoker. No, I don't. Oh, I don't know, actually.
No, actually, that's...
Doesn't sound like we will be doing that.
Did Sleep get in there? Sleep get it, make it in?
I think it just missed out. Okay.
Sleep is way better than this other shit. Oh, way better.
What? There's a band called Sleep?
Yeah. Anyway, Michael says, Jeff.
A band, sorry, there's a band called Sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, recently I've been wondering why the fuck people call their bands such really boring names. You're going to call your band Sleep. Of all things, of all the chances you have of calling your band something interesting, you call your band Sleep.
Well, I think they took it from a Sabbath song. Was it Sleeping Village?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's not good enough.
But yeah.
You call your band Sleep.
Yes, okay.
The Electric Wizard is a cool band name.
It is.
That's fine. For everybody else, it could have done something good with that name.
Yeah, but oh well, whatever. Michael says Jeff, White Noise at the end at least has a valid purpose in the studio, but not on Electric Wizard. Nicole's here saying too many drugs are flowing, so there we go. Lee says, "Come on, Conrad, we need a voice of reason." I don't think you got it.
No.
Lee says,
Lee, sorry. Fuck you too, man. I love you, but fuck you.
Not happy with us tonight. Vinny says Electric Wizard will be half a step up from the sound of an MRI machine. Fuck.
Wow.
Yes.
I think Lee's their only fan, dude.
Having
I
been in
respect
an
if you
MRI
love this band and you're going to bat for them. But
Michael
why?
says, why do you torture yourself? Well, we did this because the audience voted these in, and we seed them and do this because it's the audience choice at the end of the day. And
why do we torture ourselves? I've listened to Limp Bizkit and Kate Bush because you people want me to.
Yes.
Sorry, Conrad.
We blame the audience. They asked for this.
Yes, and then you
we're here to
sometimes
please.
Who else is going to do it? Somebody has to do it.
Yeah,
we're willing participants.
Yes, we are.
Agonize whatever you think is terrible.
We're willing. It's like
he said we're going to use it on my work colleagues, a bunch of MS Paint jobs. So there we go. Nicole says this is just one-upmanship now. The album sounds worse than a Hyundai Gets without an exhaust. There we go. Michael says you can never get the comeback Dave wasted. Michael says, for some reason, Dave, your eyes looked more like Alex in A Clockwork Orange. Now, why is that? There we go. Basher says, agree, team. How did you get through the Electric Wizard album? 2 minutes in was too much. My brain was fried. Anyhow, the reviews were entertaining.
Thank you.
We turned something shit into something entertaining.
That's right.
Lee has got one back on us, though. Lee says, to borrow a line from Dice, listening to Electric Wizard from the THRS crew is like masturbating with a cheese grater. Slightly amusing, but mostly painful. There we are.
Hey,
well
if you got the
Lee.
balls, you'll fucking man up to anything, man.
Well done. Rowan says, coincidentally, Sleep Dope Smoker was the AFP's code name for John Howard. Oh, wow. All right. We're going to wrap up now and get on out of here. So we've done enough damage for one night. That is a clear winner. Clutch goes through to the next round. Next week is going to be another interesting battle. We've got Fu Manchu, California Crossing going up against Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. So again, 2 different albums. It's going to be an interesting week next week. So let's see how we go with that. We got all the usual stuff as well. We're going to go. We're going to do Guess the Song, which is mine. We're going to do all the usual stuff, but we're going to make a change to the Song of the Week format. So stick around next week for a bit of a change to the Song of the Week format where we're not choosing songs per se now. We're going to hand it over to some people to choose for us in Patreon.
We are a monkey. Make us dance, bitch.
Basically, that's what it's going to be. So yeah, for the Patreon supporters, there's going to be a lot coming your way very, very shortly. So keep your eyes open here in Patreon. Be a lot of fun. But that does us for another week here. We're going to go to a bin. And we're going to get out of here just to get things moving along. So to go to the bin, let's go to Jeff. What have you got? Have you got anything in mind for the bin?
Yeah, it's already in the bin. I told you, man. It's already in the bin. It fucking jumped the queue and in the fucking
rightio. So one more for Electric Wizard in the bin tonight. All right, Belle, follow that up. What do you got for the bin this week?
That's an easy bin. All right, Electric Wizard as well, but also AI music videos. I think they're creepy and they're just they disturb me. I don't like them.
They're creepy.
They really are. The way they just kind of move, I hate them. And
I don't mind the abstract image ones, but when they have like people and shit morphing into shit, that's
I'm not. Yeah, it's like the scenes themselves are okay, but just the way they move.
Yeah,
it's just not right. Like it freaks me out.
Like that
I don't get freaked out easily either, and I find it really disturbing. Yeah, so AI music videos in the bin.
Boom, nice,
cool. Alrighty, Conrad, over to you.
Promoter. I mentioned this before. So promoters either not doing their homework on the band and putting them in small venues, putting a band in small venues, and where you're too small for the amount of people, then you can't move. I don't think it's the venue's fault so much. I think it's more the promoter that should have put them in a bigger venue, and it's not an enjoyable experience being in a venue where you've got that many people and you just can't fucking move and you can't even get to the bar, and it's just fucking awful. And it ruins the whole gig. It ruins the whole gig. It really does. So it's either greedy promoters or just incompetent promoters. Just make sure, get it right. Get it right when it comes to putting bands in venues. You know, either put them in a bigger venue or limit the amount of people coming into a smaller venue.
Yeah.
Do it one way or the other.
Supposed to be limits, but in
theory, Well, we'll see. It'll take another.
But they say you can have a capacity of so many people. That doesn't mean you should.
It also depends on the size of the people too.
It'll, especially these days, but it'll also take another Great White incident before anything gets changed. That's just
correct.
Unfortunately,
that was fucked up.
That was fucked up.
That's what it'll take.
It was awful. That shit that happened in Brixton was terrible at Brixton Academy. Trying to rush in and rush into the venue. That was bad. You know, but that was more of an outside thing. People were trying to come in. But still, nevertheless, just greedy promoters or incompetent promoters and venues. So got to take more responsibility in the amount of people that you have in these places. And I've been in these crowds, and I've thought to myself, if this goes sideways, if this goes fucking wrong, it's fucking scary. It's really fucking scary. You know, so
it really is. Just getting out of a normal venue with like an average amount of people, it takes forever. So if there's like a fire, I can understand a Great White thing turning to shit. Bit of fucking responsibility on behalf of the promoters.
And everyone, promoters and venues and promoters are going to do a better job in this kind of stuff, and not not stop thinking about the money and how many people you can get into the venue. You know, not about that. It's about
safety.
It ruins
it's important.
It's not only that, but I also think that for the future of live music, we're getting off in the weeds again, but just quickly, the future of live music depends on making it a good experience for everyone. And these things that take away from the experience will make people less inclined to go to live music, which is a problem we're facing.
Well, I walked out. I walked out the gig. I walked out the gig because I was like, this is fucking horrible. I can't enjoy myself. So no. Yep. And it's not often I walk out of shows.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fair enough too.
Yeah. So
good one.
Anyway, over to you,
Dave.
Over to you, Dave.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything that's been said so far. I agree with Jeff with Electric Wizard. They belong in the bin. Well, I agree with AI in general. I fucking hate AI, but I love this band. I like the new song, The General. I will not watch the music video because I know it's AI. I got no interest in checking that shit out. It's a cool song. If you haven't heard that shit.
I didn't.
Now, following on from what Conrad said about venues and with the responsibility of concert promoters, a lot of gigs recently haven't had a support band. Like Julia went to see Paul McCartney, there was no support band. Me and Jade went to see Måneskin, no support band. Wednesday 13 playing the Murder Dolls had a support band. It was fucking great. And I'm going to mention it because they were worthy of a mention. A band called Death of Art.
Okay.
They were really, really fucking good.
I know them.
Cool.
Check them out because they've got great songs. Also, a really interesting stage show. So, Death of Art, jump on Spotify or whatever your chosen platform is. But I meant to mention them earlier when I mentioned I went to like that. But my bin for this week is I could bin so many things because I've had a really up and down week.
Yeah,
but
you have.
Turning the page of a library book and finding a pube. That's fucked up. That shit does not belong in my house. When you're really enjoying a story and you're into the book, it's like, what the fuck happened with this book? Why is this here? And it's like, people that want to kill a spider and they want to take the spider out of their house. It's like, get this fucking thing out of my house right now. Open the front door.
Oh, wow.
Away you go.
The book
wow.
Yeah.
That shit is fucked up. They can get in the
the pages stuck together.
Okay, right? Like,
I just can't wait to go back to the library and tell them. What are we going to say?
What are you doing? What type of people are coming into your library?
Well, you can
see who borrowed it. You can see who borrowed it, can't you?
Someone's coming somewhere, but all right.
What was the? Can I ask what the title of the book was? Just curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
This might explain why there was a pube in it.
50 Shades of Grey.
Called what was it called? The Hidden Life of Addie LaRue, and it had no business being in their fucking book.
Wasn't that kind of a book? Okay.
Oh,
like this happened a few weeks ago. It's been on my list, but fuck.
Wow, that's a new one, man. Never had that.
What color was the pube?
You know the whole flower.
I honestly did. Like, it was like curly, and it shouldn't have been there. It was short. It's like, Julia, open the fucking door.
Wow. All right.
Oh my god.
I don't know. My bin for this week is nothing like that. When you buy, it's so fucking pedantic, but it's there. You know when you go and buy, for example, new socks from a shop, right? And it always comes with that fucking plastic swing ticket thing that holds everything together, so they put the thing just fire it on.
Yeah.
The fuckers now do it so tight that just to fucking remove it, you wind up damaging the socks or whatever it is that you've just bought. So that thing, as petty as it is, because you've just bought the fucking thing and you damn near tear a hole in it just opening the fucking quote unquote packaging of the fuck. Like, what is wrong with you? Make it a little bit bigger so it can just, not be the size of a fucking
Don't be a tight ass with your little plastic things.
It's too much plastic in the world.
From probably the only person on the whole panel who's actually used one of those fucking things to make that thing happen. I agree. They're an absolute hunt to work with.
Swing tickets are a pain in the ass, but it's a pain in the ass. But yes, that is my bin for this week, as petty as it is.
You know what though? We do it on purpose to fuck with people.
Yeah, well, depends. Sometimes I did. I won't lie. But yeah, it depends on the client. But that about does it. Let's see what comments we got here before we get out of here. Vinny says, my bin is struggling to understand my girlfriend lately. Did you hear a thing I just said? It's an odd way to begin a conversation. So
hey, Vinny.
Sorry, Vinny.
Vinny, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lick a lot of puss.
Oh my God, Dave.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Nice.
So, but Belle,
that's terrible.
The start of the conversation, as far as Vinny was concerned, was, did you hear a thing I just said? Is an odd way to start the conversation. So there we go. That's yes. Anyway,
I'm sorry for you, Vinny.
In the bin has to be the media releases relentless hype of Taylor Swift's concerts.
Oh, fuck off, Taylor Swift.
I know. Who cares?
Lee has gone, come on, Jeff's glass is in the bin. On a serious note, having concerns about the Swifties invading the streets of Melbourne next week. Good luck in Melbourne. I'm in the Melbourne. So it's one less problem for me. Basher says, I'm in Patreon and I'm going to be asking for more Kate Bush reviews.
Oh, no!
Please do. Michael says, overfull venues, sometimes you go to a gig and surprise, they don't scan your ticket. How many through the gates, but how many actually are there? That is an interesting, there is something in that. Vinny's got a few here. So you have the power to change that with your connections, Conrad, although Epstein Island is no longer where they all are. So, wow. Because he's a high flyer. The high flyer thing before.
Hey, Prince Charles has cancer. Leave him alone.
Oh, God. Vinny says, Stephen Hawking pioneered AI. How else was he capable of having sex? Laugh my ass off. Was it short and curly day?
A Family Guy skit where like the two people in the wheelchair. Oh, baby, do you like this shit?
God, here we go. Vinny also said Harry Potter and the Pubescent Prince. He's also gone, could have been worse, Dave. Finding it between the librarian's teeth. But there we go.
Hey, the librarian's hot, man. She's like.
Anyway, I'm going to go to Michael says, it's not a bin, but Vinny just checking a definition of an action flick. Does it start with Ron Jeremy? So oh, wow.
It's called Speed, dude.
Oh,
It's called Speed and Die Hard, the story of a man who OD'd on Viagra.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. All right. On that note, it is time to get out of here. We've gone a bit long tonight, so we'll get out of here and move on.
Sorry.
But thank you all so much for your company. We'll see you all again, same time and place next week for another fun live stream. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more of an even battle. We'll see what happens. So on behalf of Jeff beside me, Bell to the other side of the screen, Dave and Conrad below, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrew. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Make sure you follow the links in the description box for anything you might have missed here tonight. Also, just check out our website to keep up to date with our socials. And if you'd be so kind, check out our Patreon page too. Any help you can give us there is greatly appreciated, no matter how small. It all adds up for us to get us doing a lot more this year. And check us out on telly as well. 10:30 p.m. local time in each place, with Thursday nights on Channel 44 in Adelaide and Saturday nights 10:30 p.m. in Melbourne on Channel 31. But for now, that'll do us. We'll see you all again very, very soon. As always, though, you know what to do, folks. Until next time.
Drink up.
Drink up.
Rock on.
And rock on.
I love to say fuck.
Yeah.
Adios, folks. See you soon.